Yeah, I know. Alright, we're starting now. Alright, welcome, ladies.
Shout out Derek from Pennsylvania.
Oh my.
Sorry. Okay, we're good. What take is
Shout
this?
out Derek, shout out you go
Take
ahead.
number 3, I think.
Yeah, take number 3. Dude, we're so bad at intros, but like, it's alright. It's alright. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nerder Podcast, the show where my friends and I play RPG, a game where a single 30-sided dice decides whether you have the best or worst game ever. All that limits you is your imagination and time. Today, we are going to continue our One Piece RPG adventure, where the new Navy continues to try and bring justice to our One Piece world. And yes, I wrote all this out, so don't make fun of me. I have to have something stagnant for every week because I hate how our intros are so horrible. Anyways, recap. Last week, our crew journeyed to the island of Mythica in an attempt to find the mysterious Ishlandri tribe, a people who communicate via song. While the team attempted to find them, they encountered some members of the Dark Angel Pirates. And while they did defeat them, it caused some slight drama between Beckett and Apollo. Ultimately, the team found the Ishlandri and captured a whole team of CP1 agents, as well as their boss, Gorosei member and Forsaken Blaymore brother, Kendall Blaymore. However, after dropping
Wait, he's
them
a
off...
member of the Gorosei?
Yeah, that's why I was like... There's a side thing that I kind of want to throw out, but we kind of ended on a more massive cliffhanger. But we'll readdress the fact that you have a Gorosei member in, like,
Mellow Blade.
Welcome to Nerd Herd, where half of the episode is us being refreshed on things that happened last week.
Yeah,
Because nobody listens.
Yeah.
I do. Anyways, however, after dropping them
You're
off
the DM!
at prison, a tender family bonding moment between the Cook family was disrupted by a former enemy, none other than the all too familiar Bamelo Blaymore.
Dun dun dun.
Actually, kind of based. Anyways, who returned in the most... No, I'm kidding. It was not based at all. I hate
What was that ad lib, bro?
I don't know. Who returned in the most tragic way by piercing Harry through the heart with his bare hands. Oh, that's nice. And without further ado, let's continue our story, shall we? Captain Cook,
Guys.
you're standing there in shock, surrounded by your friends and family, looking down as your beloved son Harry, holding a yellow flower in his hand, falls to the ground, limp, a pool of blood spilling out beneath his corpse. You look up into the face of Bamelo Blaymore, one of his hands bloodied, and in his other hand a syringe, which he used to take the sun god fruit, or the Buddha fruit, from your son. Bamelo, still not breaking eye contact with Heath.
Actually, Heath
Laughs.
is currently nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it was just me and my boys on the island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone was on
well-
the ship.
Well, I mean, Heath was there, but he's currently nowhere to be found.
Oh, so it was just you guys?
Yeah, because I made it a point for it to be just us, so that no one interfered, because we were cooking for so long. You know what I mean?
I scratched everything I said. No one's surrounded by him. It is literally just him, Harold, and Owlie, who are standing there befuddled. But Mello is not looking at Heath. In fact, he's looking at a door, thinking Heath is there. Not realizing that Heath is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Talking to himself like a freak. Captain Cook, how would you like to proceed? It should be mentioned, Harold is completely catatonic, just staring down on the ground. Owlie, the exact opposite. Owlie immediately is in mid-air, mid-pounce, as he prepares to try to attack Bamelo, who is not even, focused on you guys at all. Still his back turned to you. How do you wish to proceed?
And you're like, where did I leave it? Where did I leave him? Where did I leave him? I'm going to reach in my pocket and try and grab for Spector. Since I'm a magician.
Magician bonus, I guess. 25 plus 3, 28. You just literally reach into your pocket and pull out Dr. Spector, who's like, what just happened?
Spector, my boy has acquired a flesh wound, but he's stronger than he's stronger than this. He'd be able to survive something like this, surely. So, please operate on him, please.
Spectre looks down at Harry, looks back at you, and goes, Captain, no doctor in the world can bring someone back to life.
Well, Spectre, it's a good thing you're otherworldly. Please start getting to him immediately.
Do you want me to roll for that?
Would he not just listen to me? Okay, yeah, roll for it.
Spectre, if you remember, based on his backstory, he just saw the one thing that he warned you that would happen. He doesn't... He's watching this go on and is just like, I knew that this was going to happen. It's a repeat. Harry reminded him of his own son. So it's literally like he's reliving the trauma of losing his kid all over again. Basically, you brought him there, told to bring a dead boy back to life, and all he can do is just stand there, just watching in a completely traumatic state. So he's just standing there at this point. If you want, because a more authoritative order would count as a captain bonus, he will not move.
Yeah, I'm going to grab his jacket. I'm going to shake him. Spectre, I gave you an order. Please listen. My boy is dying.
26.
Plus 5. 34. Spectre snaps into action. 30. I just did my
Bro, just
math.
add bro, added on plus
What in
20.
the
Where's
world?
the
Doctor bonus.
You know what?
Sorry.
47.
If we're going Doctor bonus, it would be like a
203.
36, so we will not be doing that. But no. Spectre looks down, and he goes, I'll do my best. And immediately he crouches down and begins to work as quickly as he can. At this point, Owly is swinging wildly at Bamello, who, grabbing Owly by the throat, lifts him off of his feet. Owly, in a blind fit of rage, is just... And Bamello lifts him up with one arm and goes, What even are you, you freak of nature? You're an abomination. How about I let you join your master? And begins to drag Owly over to... The room that you're in has all sorts of, unique furniture. One of the aspects of this furniture is that there is a coat rack with these hooks. And he goes, You're an animal. Why not just hang you on the ceiling like you should belong? And he rips one of the hooks out and begins to extend it with his other free hand. No one really knows how that's physically even possible with one hand, but he does so. Throws the hook up and begins to lift Owly up and looks like he's going to try to skewer Owly on the ceiling.
Spectre, give me constant updates on my boy. I need to hear him. And then I ring the emergency Den Mushy. So not that one. It's the emergency siren one. Which it would go. I'm not
gonna make you roll for that because it's that would be unexpected.
Just like a quick.
And since I'm a GM, I can say that this would happen because I know for sure this would happen. The whole front half of the story you're in, almost like hit with a hurricane of wind, is ripped off as Malka steps forward. If you remember, biologically, and I was just listening to episode 5, the last auction, where I mentioned this before. Blaymore Brothers, biologically, when a relative, a member of their biological coding is killed, they go into a blind rage. In episode 5, it was revealed that Malka had his whole code rewritten after you beat him. To him, every member of the crew is like a family member. So when Harry, very obviously, has passed away, he felt that. And as you stand there, you see Malka shaking with rage, blood falling out of his eyes in tears, with his hook in hand, standing there. No words are spoken. Bamello, no words spoken, turns and looks at him. They lock eyes, and they know exactly what needs to happen. Dropping Owly, who at this point is unconscious because he was being choked for so long. Bamello and Malka begin to absolutely tear it up outside. Hurricane force winds meet hurricane force fists as the clash begins to destroy buildings of the surrounding area. As Malka and Bamello, former brothers, former biological brothers turned enemies begin to fight to the death. You have one more turn before it's spades.
Okay, so with that emergency ring, it was going to like make them aware, because I imagine that we'd have it set up where if the captain uses the emergency ring, every den mushy on the ship is going to like make a siren.
Yep. When it's
So,
spades turn, I can go more depth.
They're all aware that something has happened here, and I'm like, Spectre, what? There's one more option that I can think of. How possible is it to bring Harry back? I know you're working on him hard.
As you say this, you turn to Dr. Spectre, who has Harry in his arms, bandaged up. He is, excuse me, he is attempting CPR. You're not sure why specifically, considering he is clearly, like, gone. But you watch as Spectre begins to hit the CPR, and he goes, "Come on, Spencer. Come on. You can make it this time. You can make it. Come on, Spencer. You got this. Come on, man." And he watches it, and he goes, "Wake up." He does not respond.
So at this
But
point,
you
it's
are-
apparent to me.
It hits you that he's not coming back. Harold, I should not have had an energy drink right before recording. I got the burps. Harold, at this point, you notice he has slowly reached down. He had dropped his sword when Harry first fell. He now picks it up, white knuckle, and he drags his sword along the ground. And you see as he bends over and he picks something up from the ground and pockets it. And he turns to you and he goes, "I'm gonna kill him, Dad." Immediately turns around and he focuses on the back of Bamelo and begins to walk forward.
Well, I would look at, as Harold's walking that way, I would let him know. I'd be like, as much as that piece of trash deserves to die, we must never cease doing good. Even when it doesn't benefit us, even when we haven't been repaid good for good, we must never cease. You may take out your frustrations on him, but we hold ourselves higher than killing. That's something that from day one I've spoken. We are not to be judge, jury, executioner. If you have to, incapacitate him so we can take him to jail where he will face a fair trial. For now, do your best to knock him out. Harold, there's only one thing that I can think of to where we can get Harry back. And I guess I'm gonna have to go home. Then I open a mystical door that looks otherworldly. I open it, and then I go to my home.
As you open up the door, Harold shouts back to you, "Screw that. He killed the only brother I ever had. He's mine. If you want to walk away from this, you can. I'm gonna kill him." And he said all this with his back turned to you as he keeps on walking forward. But you use it to.
Well, if he says that, I'm closing the door, and I'm turning back around, and I'm chasing after Harold.
Okay.
And I'm going to ship in the bottle, Harold.
I'm gonna have to have you roll for that.
Yeah, man.
I actually will have to. 23. As you begin to ship in the bottle.
My boy, it's for your best interest.
Let me go!
I know what you're feeling.
You can't do this to me! He killed her!
I know how much it pains you. You have no idea how much it pains me. That was my boy. That was your brother. We both have familial bonds to this kid. To my son, to your brother. He would not want to see us blinded by rage. Harry always had a smile on his face, even when he was in a full body cast. This is not the path we'd want to walk down. And until you get a grasp on this anger, I'm going to have to put you away.
Harold would yell back, "You don't understand. We made a promise." And it would do a flashback of both of them in their rooms respectively, on like a bunk bed with like all their little brother toys and everything strewn about, little minifigures and everything like that. And it would be at night, and both of them are looking up at the ceiling. Owlie's sleeping on the ground, and Harold would hear Harry doing some writing with like a little candle, and he'd be like, "Harry, can't you just stop that and go to bed?" And Harry would laugh and be like, "Okay, but I'm just finishing up this picture first." And Harold would like lean down. He'd do the thing where he would like lean down, and he'd be like, "What you writing?" And Harry would show up a picture, and be a picture of Harold and Harry, and on top of Harold's thing would be strongest Marine on the top, and then it would on Harry's it would be number one manager of finances, something similar to that extent, and Harold would be like, "What is that?" And Harry goes, "Well, since we're now biological brothers, or not technically biological brothers, but we're brothers, I think it's kind of interesting how you and I have this kind of rivalry thing going on, but I just feel like it's not even necessary. Dad wants both of us to succeed in our strengths, and between the two of us, you're clearly the stronger one. I don't like fighting. I like spending time with Owlie. Right, Owlie?" Now it just... Oh, well, he would agree with me if he was awake. "Harold, I think that despite the fact that you consider yourself weak, especially after you got beaten by Spade, I think in a few years, you're going to be the strongest Marine. I think you can achieve whatever goals that you set for yourself. But let's make a promise as brothers, okay? Let's both promise to be the best and to do it for Dad and for the Cook family name. We'll both do it, and we'll be on the side of justice. And we're going to show Dad that we're the best boys ever, huh? We'll do it as brothers, right? We don't have to be enemies, not anymore." And Harold would look down and be like, "Whatever." And he would go to sleep, and it would turn back to him being
Too bad I don't learn any of that.
Yeah. Well, and he'd be like, "I told him we were gonna do this together. At least that's what I should have said." You don't hear any of this as he's in the bottle at this point, and he sits down, and he screams like Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, or Luffy once Ace died. And with that, we turn to Spade. You're on the ship when this low ring hits. It's a course of rings. Every part of the ship blows up and bang, 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 bang. And as you
Hold up. I gotta say, canonically, I don't know, a couple meetings ago, I mentioned that there is one to call and there's an emergency, and the emergency just has a siren going.
Oh,
so it
that's
wouldn't
right.
It
My
wouldn't
bad.
just bang. It would do like an emergency siren. I would not in this moment be like, bang, bang.
Okay,
someone...
So you hear this siren, and you see like the assassins on the ship, all the deckhands, even Heath Slater's groupies, all like look down. They do the.
Would I be able to like feel that something's like bad?
Well, Apollo would have run down and been like, "Something's going on." Malka just immediately started screaming out in agony and grabbed his head and then bolted. Now I'm seeing things being like full on like gale force hurricane winds down there.
Knowing the situation, here, I'll give you the dice.
Thanks.
Spade's gonna take his cape off and just like hang it up and just like rest and like look out at the sea and just like be deep in thought, like what could have happened? The captain's strong enough. He wouldn't run this unless something went really bad. And then he's gonna be like, did somebody die? No one could have died. We were all together. And then he would just leave.
Head toward the combat?
Yeah.
I will have to actually use a roll for that
Yeah.
because you could get hit with the amount of like destructive power
Yeah.
going on in the middle of the square. Did we say which island you guys were on? Are you guys on Watchtower?
We're on Citadel City, so we're
Oh,
on
yeah,
Kratos.
you guys are on, like-
This isn't going towards my turn, though, right?
As you're headed,
We're just lost authority.
you
That's
run
crazy.
down to the square, and when you run down, almost immediately, the force of the Conqueror's hockey gale force winds strike you, and despite your actual like physical and just overall strength, even you are sliced up as you are sent flying, reeling back. At this point, Malka is almost unrecognizable. You can't even you can barely make out the silhouettes of two figures in a death battle. As you see this literal, almost a force field of wind just keeping the two of them inside. You question, as you weren't expecting this, you question if you can even make it into the combat. And you also don't know if they activated the one ability that all Blaymore brothers have, where if they mention a code word, they are locked into a battle where if anyone else interferes, a nuke within the heart of a Blaymore brother will activate.
I'm not trying to interfere. I guess I'll just
Try to subside around.
go wherever I'm supposed to go, I guess.
He's trying to figure out what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to survey the situation.
Strategist bonus?
Try.
Thank goodness.
That
dude.
would be a strategist bonus, I guess, since you're just trying to assess everything.
Holy crap.
35. Yep.
Literally rolled a 1 and a is that the only... That is very rare where someone's rolled a 1 and then immediately rolled a 30 right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats on that. 35.
The worst and the best.
You literally run around and you manage to you figure out, you're like, if I actually use my intelligence here, you mark out everything and you're like...
If I wasn't a retard.
You notice that the field is only surrounding a certain area, but one building within is kind of left out, and you're like, someone's there. You run around, and as you run around, you see Quinn Cook standing there, looking down. As Dr. Spectre, he's no longer hitting the CPR. In fact, at this point, he's just carrying up. He was holding a body, puts it down, and puts a tarp over it. The body you recognize as Harry. And you notice that Owlie's unconscious in a corner, and you don't know who the enemy is, but you can see at this point you only saw Malka at first. Well, you kind of made out a second being, but now you can make out the back of that guy with a large sword, duking it out.
I'm gonna go over to Quinn and I'm gonna be like, Captain, tell me this isn't real. Captain, he's not gone. Captain.
Well, it seems as though he was unsavable in this moment. There is a possible way. A way only I am capable. I will attempt it. For now, Harry's gone, and it pains me. As his father, you have no idea the pain that I'm feeling. I'm trying to mask it very well, so I don't lose control. He's gone. For now. But there is hope. Don't lose heart.
No. And I'm gonna run over to Harry's body, and I'm gonna shake him. I'm gonna be like, Harry, wake up, buddy. You're strong, remember? I'm gonna keep shaking him, and I'm gonna be like, Harry, I promise, I'll get you back. I'll be able to save people from dying. I promise you. And then feeling how limp he is, I'm just gonna drop him, and then Spade's just gonna curl up into a little ball with his hands. But then he's gonna realize the situation, and he's gonna be like, this isn't the time for it. And he's gonna get up. He's gonna be like, Captain, give me an order. Let me help.
The only thing I can think of is make sure our presence on this island isn't disturbed by Malka's fight. You know, he's fighting Pamela. He's back. I don't know how. I don't know why. But he's here. Do a retcon mission. Save everyone you can. Make sure they're away from flying rubble and debris. We're trying to make this as safe of an evacuation as we can.
I'm not a captain.
Right now, there's only one enemy, and Malka should be able to keep him at least at a stalemate.
I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna explain the situation. I'm gonna be like, everyone and part of the new Navy, Our boy Harry, he's gone. But only temporarily. And then I'm gonna use the repulse to kind of like teleport everyone in one area.
Unironically, pretty based.
Definitely a strategist bonus. And you get a captain bonus.
And a devil fruit bonus.
And a captain off of that.
So that's
14. Plus bonus.
So 10, 5. Do you have a 5 captain bonus?
Yeah, I do.
So plus 15, so 29.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's not really much I can do to argue on that front. You managed to teleport any surrounding citizens who were walking out of their houses, and even some that were trapped in their houses thanks to the brawl, safely out of the area. And you managed to Richter, who ran out with a bunch of the new recruits, managed to set up a perimeter with soldiers on every end, including the silent swordsman that you guys picked up. Shout out to that guy. He actually was still on the island at this time.
He had not left for Ghoul Island yet.
Not yet. They were actually prepared to leave the next morning when you guys pulled up, and storms and stuff kept them on the island, if you remember. Anyways. And they all sit up and they watch, grim and focused. Apollo walks up next to you, and he looks at you and goes, "It's true? Harry's dead?"
I'm just gonna give him a nod. And I'm gonna it's gonna, the Anakin sneer at Obi-Wan's funeral?
That's not a sneer, that's a scowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna curl up my fist, and the Blackbeard thing, when he has the quick fruit, and it cracks the air. That's what it's gonna look like. And then I'm gonna be like, I'll be the strongest ever. I'll be able to save everyone I want. I'll become a god if I have to. And then it's gonna do the thing where it just flashes back to Harry being when I'm I'll kill James for you, Harry. And then he's like, I don't really get the point of a revenge-driven story. Just love everyone you can. And then Spade's gonna let go of his hand and put it down on his hip and just continue focused.
Apollo would look back, and he would look to you and you'd be like, "You can't blame yourself for not being there at every waking moment." And you notice his hand is balled up and he's shaking. You see flashes of conquest as he goes, "You know me, I'm always on the side of justice. But even I'm..." And you see a tear go down his cheek as he goes, "Even I'm contemplating murder at this very moment. Spade, promise me you'll hold me back, or I swear I'll rip his head off of his body."
I'm not gonna stop you, dude. I'm feeling the same way.
Ultimately, who's stopping the two of us from walking in there right now?
I am.
Oh!
They both stop and they look, and Apollo would do the, "Huh?
No matter what happens, Apollo, I won't let you join this fight.
How can you say that, Beckett?"
Because this is a result of exactly what we were talking about. You talk about being on the side of justice, and yet, the moment that one of your opponents decides to come back, look at what happened. Don't just think about the personal cost here. People have lost their homes, their lives. And this is exactly why I told you what I did that day. Now you will sit here and watch. And if you take one step from that spot, I'll kill you myself.
Go!
There's a pause as Apollo looks up to you. You know that look that someone rebellious gives you? Just the death stare? You watch as he slowly puts on a helmet, and he puts it on, and he steps up. Now, wait, how tall is your character again?
He's almost 7 feet tall.
Okay, so he's a lot smaller than you. He looks up to you, locks eyes, and goes, "I'd like to see you try, old man."
Ooh!
And he smiles as he slowly puts one hand on one of his two weapons, not breaking eye contact. When stepping in between you's Spectre. As he walked out the back end of the shop. The body of Harry wrapped in a cloth as he puts him down at Apollo's feet. Apollo looks down at Harry and he does the broken up about it. And Spectre looks up to you and goes, "I'm so tired of putting loved ones in body bags. Apollo, don't make that two. And then he stands up and he looks at Apollo and goes, I may have my own problems with the captain. I might even have my own problems with Beckett. He goes, but I'm not about to let you go into that mess. If you go in there, Beckett's not going to kill you. I will. And then as he stands there, Apollo looks at him and goes, what are you going to do? And Spectre looks at him with a stare that would send shivers down anyone's spine. Even you can, Beckett, can feel the bloodlust. And Spectre goes, don't tip me, boy. I lived 100 of your lifetimes. As he lifts up his hand, and this green smoky energy emits from it as he looks at him and goes, I can make you poop yourself. And then it's all over from there.
Man. You could have just thrown a pen in. Man.
I know. It's alright. That was not what I was going for.
Oh, we were so deep into character
I'm so
there.
sorry.
Bro.
It's still my turn. I still have one more roll.
Anyways. I mean, is there anything you want to do? At this point, there's not too much you can. You get the sensation... I was going to make him say kill yourself, and then for some weird reason my mind said you can't say that.
I mean, it's probably better... Well, if you're in character, you could just say anything.
Okay. I'm gonna...
There was a whole sentence
Did you say Spectre...
I can't cuss,
Did you
so
say,
I almost just was about
did you
it.
say Spectre dropped Harry's body in front of us?
Not drop, he laid it down. That makes it sound like he just went thump.
Okay, I'm gonna crouch down to Harry's body, and I'm gonna take my sword, and I'm gonna slice my eye as to mark a promise that I'm about to make to Harry. And the promise I'm going to make is I'm gonna say, Harry, I wasn't strong enough to save you, but I won't make this mistake ever again. I'll become so strong, even the Pyrrhic King will look at me with fear in his eyes. Mark my words. I'll become the strongest man ever. And I promise you, I will get revenge for you, Harry. And then, the what do you call it? Reiner and Berthold thing? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna, grab his hand and put it on my chest. I'm gonna put mine on his. And then I'm just gonna leave my turn at that.
Okay.
Now we're on to Rufus.
Oh, actually, I got a roll for how Malka's doing.
He's not doing good. He is not doing good.
At this point, you watch as the winds begin to almost die down, as you see this crackling of red conqueror's lightning going on, and you watch as the figure that carries the hook is currently being locked into a chokehold. You watch as the figures, at this point, hook and sword have been dropped. It's just fists. But you notice that the figure that was holding the blade at this point is landing 10 times more hits than the one with the hook. And you watch as the winds begin to die down severely. It is clear to you that Malka is not winning right now. Oh boy. Rufus, it is your turn. At this point, I think it's very fair to say that everyone's aware of the situation, and everyone is currently on their way or already there.
I did roll a 29.
So it's up to you to decide if you wish to stand by, add support, or join in if you wish.
I'm going to go to the highest point in the vicinity
Alright.
and scope things out with my Sea Stone sniper rifle.
Alright. You climb up a clock tower. As the bell rings, the low sounding ring of a bell that strikes midnight. At this point, the clocks on Citadel City, if you remember, it's a city of darkness. So you never know what time it is. You don't know what time it is, but you hear the bell ring. And as you do, you watch through the scope of your rifle as the winds disappear, and you see Malka, unconscious, being lifted by Bamello, who throws him into a sea of buildings. And as rubble collapses on Malka, Bamello beats his chest and yells a bloodlust roar of rage, overcome clearly by these bloody battles. As he looks out and he points, and you don't know where he's pointing to the sky, to a person. You can't make that out. and you can't make out the words he's yelling out. But he does not, he clearly doesn't understand where you are or anything like that. But Malka has been destroyed at this point.
Alright. I would assume that Rufus knows about the nuke in the heart situation.
Yes.
And he knows not to interrupt while the fight is going. But now that he sees that Malka has clearly been defeated, I'm going to use all 3 turns, and I'm going to try to shoot him through the heart with a sea stone bullet.
Rufus is getting action, bro. This is crazy.
Wait.
Point of order. He doesn't have a heart.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
Mello has a hole in his chest where his heart should be.
So if you hit that
So
shot
what was the
perfectly, it
threat?
would go straight through him.
Hit him in
Well,
the face.
it could be that Malka did it.
Mm.
I think because Malka
does
was overcome
have it.
in.
He still does that.
Yeah, he was overcome in emotion.
The crazy part's the fact that you there's no guarantee that you don't know if that happened, but Malka has been defeated at this point. So yeah, there's still. I mean,
Wait,
you
did he
could-
just lose?
Malka lost.
Oh, he's just done.
I mean, he could probably get back up, but in this instant, he's been
Right now, he's out.
He's out.
Okay.
But yeah, you could shoot him. You could shoot him through the heart, except there's a massive hole. So maybe
Maybe go for the head.
I'll go for the head.
That is a good one.
All right,
Alright,
let's
let's
go.
go.
Since it's sea stone,
Come on,
really
man.
any hit should.
Yeah, it'll
Do
be good.
something. I
Do
mean, and
damage,
Bumelo doesn't even have a devil fruit, so I mean, ultimately, it's still a bullet. It's gonna
Oh,
do
right.
something. You have intelligence bonus, right?
Yeah.
I'm throwing that in for sniper, and then let's see, that's like a plus
I've
11.
also upgraded the sniper rifle with this heavier scope too.
Oh, that's right. It is a plus 3. Okay, so then yeah, you're rolling with a plus 11.
Has he ever fought this brother before?
No.
The only people
Okay.
that have fought Blaymore
Heath
Brothers,
and-
the only person that's fought Blaymore Brothers is Heath.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I fought some.
there was that other. Never mind. A lot of people have fought
But
Blaymore
okay,
Brothers.
there's
He's the
Bumelo
only one that's
specifically.
beaten them.
I was saying if he specifically had been going after this brother for any amount of time, you could say it was a bit of a tracking
I forgot
down
so
thing.
many things.
But
Yeah.
Malka.
Yeah, also that.
Oh, that's a try. That's a try. That's a
Get
try.
out.
Brian, I love you so much.
That was about to be the sat, dude. That
Dude,
was
that's
gonna be
some
so cold.
Colton type beat.
That would have been so cold.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
gonna
gonna
hit
touch
something.
something. Depending on
Don't
what
hit
it.
it.
That was a 30.
Sorry.
That was a 30. It's okay, James.
You know?
Nah, 3 turns
You know?
bonus.
22 or
It's a 21.
21.
You shoot from up on the bell tower, but just as you shot from the position that you're at, the bell rung twice as loud, which disrupted your shot. And you watch as the bullet travels and just misses the center of the back of the head where you were aiming, or technically the side of the head. And you watch as he turns slightly, and so the bullet goes through an eye and out the back of his head. But as Bumelo bellows out in rage, you do notice he sits down to one knee for a second and looks up, the steely gaze looking right through your scope.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
No.
And at that point, we go to Jack.
He loads another case into his gun. He looks back into the scope and he just.
staring right at
That's
him.
so terrifying,
And
dude.
it's the look. It's like the Yelena like large eye, like I'm gonna murder you type of.
Little does he know there's thousands of us on this island.
Rufus is just like,
Well, he doesn't understand the situation fully yet because from his position
He's
he
just here
can't
for a
see
hit.
he can't see the amount of like thousands upon thousands of soldiers that have surrounded the area.
Oh, can you do a quick roll to see how many we recruited in like the last week?
Yeah. Actually, I don't need to roll because I did you with Lucifero, you guys kind of made an alliance, correct?
I told Lucifero that if we did not initiate attack and he did not initiate attack, but he or we got attacked, that we would have an alliance. Kind of like how China is with North Korea, where it's like they're not going
There's
to
mutual
support
respect.
someone that like attacks them.
Right.
Or
Okay. So what I was trying to go with is that I meant to mention the fact that Lucifero sent 50,000 troops as a show of good faith.
oh, jeez. Okay.
From his personal detachment,
50K.
more they're not like special forces, but they have more training than any of your recruits. And this is like a very big secretive thing. I mean, again, like a whole garrison or however many thousands of troops that he gave you. It's like this was a big.
So
test
we're
of
like
faith.
we're like 73,000 right now. That's how many, because we rolled 20.
I mean, yeah, you guys have quite a few at this point. So, yeah, you guys
We're
got like
getting big.
73,000 soldiers on this island, all locked in this surrounding area. All
Oh,
weapons
they're locked. They're
ready.
locked in too.
They're ready.
Oh, I can't wait to be a captain and be like, snipe now.
And
That's gonna be so fun.
Richter's standing across on this like elevated platform, issuing orders and detachments, getting people ready.
Dude, Richter is so cool.
And he's holding out his like battle
He is
plans,
kinda
and he's just
awesome.
looking at it, and is just kind of like giving orders to anyone who would be willing to listen out of the soldier detachments. All right, Jackboot, it is your turn.
205.
It's up to you to decide how best you think you should help out in this situation.
Okay. So
I can't believe I just like ruined that whole situation with Dr. Spectre. I was about to make him give us such a cold line. That's gonna eat me up.
That's
Yeah,
alright.
you did
Sorry.
ruin that.
That's on you, yeah.
Alright.
Burley said, I can make you poop your pants.
Sometimes you just
It's
Holy
alright.
crap.
It's alright, dude. That's like some of the best character we've had.
Alright.
sometimes you just roll
Cook.
low. It's alright.
It's alright.
It's just a situation. Alright, so Jackboot, after hearing the not the Ben, the siren, the emergency, makes her way onto the scene. First thing she sees, of course, is Harry's body being covered with the tarp, and she's immediately filled with frustrated anger. And she thinks back to when she first met Harry, way back on was it Wheelbarrow Island? What was the first island we were on ever?
Remnant Island?
Remnant Island.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Way back on Remnant Island when she first waved a fence at kids that were harassing Harry.
Oh no.
Way back in the very 3 days ago by now.
It's been a little bit longer.
It's
than that.
been a few weeks.
Actually, it's been
It's probably been like
'Cause
3
we've-
months.
it as
months.
roughly like not counting like travel like long
because we did
long
have some
travel
long
days.
travels.
Yeah, and I always have it like headcanon where there's sometimes dependent if there isn't like a cliffhanger that there are several like days in between episodes,
Yeah.
like of you guys just kind of doing your own thing, kind of like
Resting.
resting and recuperating. Anyways, yeah.
Okay. And so she takes in the situation pretty quickly. There's a couple guys fighting over there, and then Apollo is looking like he wants to smash somebody, and Beckett is looking like he wants to also engage in some kind of fight, and everybody's looking pretty mad at each other, and everyone's raising their eyebrows at my choice of words.
Oh no! I was
Okay.
I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, these devil fruit users, all they know is death, and death follows them. And she's very frustrated about this. And
Sounds about right.
she's going to try and dig into her memories. Some of the memories she got back when she saw her old crew. And she's going to try and remember if she's ever been on Citadel Island and known anyone who dabbled in magic and witchcraft and anything involving the dead.
I was trying to find a medium.
Oh yeah.
18. You think back, and you this moment in a typical grainy fashion is sometimes your memories come back, like an old black and white film. You remember an old woman, a hag. Everyone just called her the hag. You don't remember her name. She lived. You remember this dark room, and you remember the lady giving you something, an item that you thought was quite interesting, and then you flash back to one of the many times that you died, and you remember that whatever this item was, and you can't make it out, you know it's metallic, that whatever this item was, you came back thanks to it. And you think back to that, and you go, what was it? But it's there, and then it's gone.
Alright. So I shake off the old memory. I say, well, and I grab Dr. Spector's there, right?
Yeah.
And I grab him and I'm like, well, come on. Here here is a dead body. Then where can we keep him safely until we can deal with him? Where will his body be safe?
I can take Harry's body back to the ship. Perhaps we could probably keep him far away from the combat at that point. I'll take Owlie back with me as well. He'll need some help. I don't know what happened to Harold. I'm gonna admit I kind of blinked out at that point, but yeah, I'll take him back to the ship. And you, Rock, aren't you? You come with me just as a precaution. If Bamelo decides that he wants to finish the job and help destroy more stuff and comes back to the ship, I need some protection. Rock, doesn't answer. He just nods quickly, and then he picks up Harry's body, and they both run back to the ship. Mm-hmm. Or head in that direction.
All right. I yell after them, make sure you don't let his body rot.
You can count on it. I'll do my best to preserve. I'm good at that.
All right. And then I turn back to the mysterious whirlwind, which is now dying down.
At this point, it has completely died down. Ooh. And you see Bamelo on one knee. You see blood dripping from one of his eyes, and you see him looking up. And when you look, you can just make out far off in the distance. You can see the flash of a metallic object,
like sniper glare.
Yeah, the sniper glare at a distance. And you, because I feel like out of everyone in the crew, you've gotten to know Rufus decently well.
Yeah,
you guys are pretty close. Mm. You know that has to be Rufus, as you don't notice him amongst the group. And you watch as Bamelo slowly stands up, and then he. You see a flash of dust.
Mm.
He's headed.
Oh, Ryan!
He's headed that way.
Dang. So he's probably out of my view already then.
I mean, you could try to. You would have to make a roll to try to track him, but he's pretty quick. And this isn't like the first time Bamelo or this. How many times has Bamelo shown up? Like
3.
3 times. Is this the fourth?
Third.
Oh, this is being the third. This isn't like the first 2 times that you have heard of Bamelo. This version of Bamelo seems almost like 10 times more focused. That's the other times.
Okay, well, without taking the time to look for him, I think I've gotten a pretty good idea where he's going. Or at least I can certainly imagine where he might be going.
Yep.
So I'm going to take the chance I'm going to run up to the tower and try and get inside.
Gotcha.
Because if nothing else, it definitely looks like
Rufus could be in
Rufus
trouble.
Is in danger. If nothing else. Okay.
9. You head that direction, and with your physical prowess, you manage to kind of Hulk jump, leap over some buildings, and you land at the base of the watchtower. Or the tower, not the watchtower. Over time. The bell tower. Mm-hmm. Just as you reach the entrance, you hear a, out of my way. And as you turn, you get clotheslined by Bamelo, who throws you off to the side as he rushes to the base of the tower and begins to scale it with his bare hands, just slowly climbing up like a freaking animal.
Drag him down.
You have one more turn. He at this point with like almost immediate leap, he's like halfway up, and he begins to just start climbing up really quick.
I probably can't beat him to the top.
Imagine if he just picked up on the mic as the awkward sounds. Just...
Yeah, that would be fire.
Okay.
Would be pretty cool.
Dang, he's fast. Okay, well. Okay. I'm going to yell up to the top of the tower. I'm going to yell, Rufus, get downstairs. That's not what I'm...
Oh, you're just going to say that?
The main contents.
Okay.
And I'm going to hope he's going to make his way for the stairs inside, but I don't know the situation. I'm going to make my way up the stairs, and I'm going to hope that Rufus is making his way down the stairs, and hopefully I'm going to run into Bamelo before he does.
Gotcha.
And... dang.
You managed a quick quickly track the situation, and you can register how fast Bemel is making it, and from there you leap again up a flight of stairs.
So he
and you-
takes a shortcut.
He
I'm
takes a
so
shortcut
upset
type
that I
of stuff.
had to roll for that though.
Oh, well, I mean, the idea of you trying to beat him there.
But beating him to a place isn't an action. My turn. Best case scenario, my turn ends with me like, I'm going to attack you.
Well, okay, fine. I guess like that's fair enough. I'll take that back. Cool.
Okay.
Give me the dice back, buddy.
Family.
Yeah. My bad. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say that that's just a generic GM roll for me to just kind of track if you're able to keep pace, and you pretty much do.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You still have your last turn then.
All right.
Proceed.
So. Okay, so I'm in on the stairs. Do I see Rufus yet?
When you hear the warning, because her voice would be able to carry, would Rufus be the type to immediately follow without any questions asked, or would you be the type to stay put and kind of go like, what is happening?
Well, I mean, I've seen that he's already
Headed your
got
way.
a death stare at me, so I know that my time up there is pretty limited. But I do have an idea, but it's not something that I've ever discussed. Richter has his the boots that allow him to fly.
Yes.
Is there any chance that Rufus would have
Picked up on those?
picked up on those, maybe made himself a pair?
I'd say
I'll roll for it. I
Okay,
mean, you're
totally fine if not.
you just
it's
need
just out of
19 and
nowhere,
up.
but-
19 and up. I'll give it to you. I think it's fair. I'm just like. No. Shortly
Not
after,
yet.
like, you've been, like, deep in your training.
Yeah.
That's mostly kept up a lot of your time. But you have, the thought has come across your mind several times about making some. And in this instance, you're like, I really wish I had those.
Yeah, that was a stretch just to see.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I feel like I would have definitely registered what Jack Boot said, and I am scrambling down the tower as fast as I can.
Alright.
Okay. So. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and make it what I'm hoping is that I'll catch up to or I'll meet up with Rufus at least before, because Bamelo's fast, at least before Bamelo makes it all the way up and is near Rufus on the stairs. I'm trying to catch them both on the stairs, basically. I don't know if I've timed it right to do that, but
You're keeping pace with Bemelo. You have like 24 hockey, so you'd be able to sense that he's climbing on the outside, and when Rufus came down, he is right about where Rufus is on the staircase coming down. He's on that side on the outside, and he's proficient enough to know that Rufus is right through the wall.
Okay.
And at that point, you would also hear the cracking sound as Bemelo begins to punch a hole into the watchtower.
okay. So what I want to do is Bamelo is trying to break through. In theory, he's trying to break through and get Rufus because he seems pretty single-minded. What I want to do is, as he breaks through, I want to use my tanking ability to, as he tries to go for Rufus, I want to grab him and toss him headfirst down the stairs.
All right.
Or if it's an open stairway, just off the stairs into the center. If it's the kind where there's just a gap in the middle of the stairs,
There is, yeah.
I'm gonna try
Throwing
and
down.
toss him headfirst
Kind
down
of
that
fire.
as he attacks,
I
using my
see.
tank bonus.
All right. Oh, 5 plus 5, 10. When you...
I upgraded my tank bonus by 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, crap, that's a 7 then. Okay, so
Oh, it's only a
It's,
12.
like a 12.
Oh, that's not good.
you guys...
It's not bad
I'd
either,
say, rather than that, he came in so quick that he tackled you, and both of you began... Instead of falling straight down, you're rolling down the stairs
Okay,
together.
I'll take it.
He's getting the worst of it between the two of you. Like, you managed to kind of, like, you're kind of physically almost equals, And so you manage to kind of force him onto his back more often than you land on your back as you're rolling down. You do manage to get him away from Rufus.
Okay, it's an unpleasant situation for both of us.
Yeah, for both parties. And with that...
Nobody likes falling downstairs.
No, I would hope not.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Especially not Linus.
Oh, if that was a flashback.
I was about to say that, dude.
All right,
Oh my
Heath,
gosh.
it is your turn at this point.
Linus
You and C4
versus
were like some of the last people
Philip.
to make it to the situation. but
Yeah,
at this point,
C4 or not the Heath is currently
C4.
no, I messed
that
up.
would have been insane.
I play C4. No. And
You could.
the only noise left on the ship before Spectre and Rock get back is Heath. First, he sits in his room holding Bomello's old sword they recovered, and just his hands shaking. Because he learned on the Dendenmushi call, which is still going off for him, that from Spade, that Bomello's there and Harry fell. And he's shaking and just... Why? This... It's all my fault! And he just brings his hand over and swipes off the figurines and just punches the table and just... And he just talks to himself. Harry deserved to be here. What do I do? I'm weak, pathetic, nothing. What am I supposed to do? Harry was something.
As you say that, are you saying this out loud?
Yeah, he's basically screaming it because he thinks he's the only one on the ship.
You hear that you immediately can... Rock is large enough where when he gets on the ship, you can feel it, like, move around. At this point, they get back, and as you say this, you hear from above the ship, yelling back, you can hear Rock go, I know what you can do about this, Heath. And then he yells back, he goes, finish the job! They need you out there!
What am I gonna do? I couldn't even kill him the first time.
You're the only one that managed to get it that far. Sure, he may not be dead. We don't know how they work, the Blaymore brothers. Doesn't matter. Go out there and finish the job. Do it for Harry.
And his hands are shaking as he holds his head. I can't even do it myself. I needed help all those times and...
That's just a bunch of crap. And you watch as, like, you hear, like, the sound of Rock activating his hockey, and you can, like, hear, like, the ship begins to shake as Rock, like, storms down, and he breaks down your door. Literally punches it down, and he goes, what do you mean you had help all those times? He goes, maybe the first time, yeah, maybe you needed Apollo and the old man. The second time, Apollo did jack squat. You did that all by yourself. And he picks you up, and he lifts you up, and he you see, even Rock, who didn't know Harry as well, even he has tears as he goes, Harry knew that you were a great warrior, and I'm sure he even told you that. And he goes, it's about time you go out there and prove all those haters wrong. Beckett's out there. The captain, last time I saw, was there. Show them, Heath.
And he just
You're the only one.
puts the sword sheath on his back to use later. And he just looks up with that Itadori stare, just fully blank, and nods. And as he lets him go, he just slowly walks out, walks right past Dr. Spectre, gets out of the ship, and starts marching along the beach. Just saying nothing, blank expression.
Headed toward the location.
And he actually passes Apollo, Beckett, and the rest of them. Just saying nothing, not looking at them, blank, infuriated stare on his face.
Apollo checks that as you walk by, and he goes, Heath?
And he
Heath!
just does nothing.
He begins to step forward to try to follow where you're going. When, hand on the shoulder from Beckett. Mm-hmm. Apollo looks and he goes, what are you doing? Heath can't just go out there by himself again.
And he's still just marching.
You see, Apollo, there's another lesson you need to learn about battles. Everybody seems to think it's as simple as one strength overpowering the other. But when it comes to being in the Navy, there are two fights we need to consider. There are fights to protect the lives of others, and there are fights to reclaim one's honor. And this one is the latter case for Heath. Yes, it's just as much his responsibility for all of this as yours. But in this case, he actually has the strength and resolve he needs to do this. Just look at his stance. Look at how he walks. You're only sitting here fueled by anger. But he's got more than that. He has conviction. Now watch as a warrior enters the battle.
Apollo like stands there and he like watches as Heath continues to walk forward. At this point, if there was like One Piece music, it would do that da 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 da. Like this, the cold walk as Heath approaches, and Apollo would like he would just like stare after him and be like, and then he would like look back. There's like a crowd at this point. Even Heath Slater's lackeys have all kind of just like are standing there, and Apollo like looks back and he goes, "Go Heath!" And all at once, like all the entirety of the like you watch as Richter from like the back with a microphone goes, "You got him, Heath!" And like
Spade's gonna look up at Metal and be like, "Who's your barber? Who's your barber?" Just start chants.
And like all at once, everyone goes, "Come on, Heath! Yeah, you got it!" You can like even like the citizens from like farther away, they go, "Heath, you got this!" And like the entire island is a chorus of voices as Apollo and Jackboot come rolling out from the bottom of the stairwell. Like
we're making like an arena type shit coliseum.
Mello like shakily stands to his feet as Jackboot kind of does, and he
cut through all the noise. One particular voice, Heath's, screams out, "Pomelo!" And he just
"You again?"
grabs the sword. And he's been training with it, so he's able to wield it normally. Basically training by himself whenever he had free time.
Mello turns and looks at you and he does a Fushiguro kind of like smile. He just goes, "Ha ha ha! Yes, I was waiting for you. Come, Heath Slater. Let us finally finish what we started."
Pomelo, what the hell are you? And
What's that bang?
Starts rushing in.
I have to edit that.
No, you don't. That's fine.
Alright, fine. And you rush toward him?
Yeah. And he's gonna basically do a like few sweep attacks and then just a
Downward spiral.
big downward spike.
I gotta do that combo.
Does not work.
You leap forward, and Pomelo, like with a sword equally as large, he had a replacement made.
Mm-hmm.
He like despite your training, he is stronger than you physically, and he has more skill with that particular style of sword. As the two of you clash, you immediately know you're like, this is not gonna go over well with this.
Wait.
And he with you guys go back and forth for a second. Sounds of clanging metal like clash out. The people at this point have stopped chanting just to watch. And all at once, he spins your blade out, and your blade goes spinning out and lands, like crashes through a window of a nearby building.
Except the cheering is not stopped. When Spade sees this Pomelo's sword, "Daddy's money! Daddy's money!"
I don't have a father, you freak!
And he goes to
Spade laughs.
and he goes to charge an armament hockey punch. Pomelo, who the hell do you think I am?
Yeah, I'm 29, yes!
Heath.
What about those ex-Navy spear? Oh wait.
Oh.
No, he's punching him.
Oh, Heath.
Mm.
Oh boy.
As you throw that fist, with all the emotion. This place before. No. As you send the fist flying through, the familiar armament, like black hockey, kind of surrounds it. And for a moment, you see a cackle of red energy.
No way. No way.
As you send the fist flying, and Pomelo turns and he goes, "I think you're a no but." Fist going straight into the side of his face. It would do the full-on Luffy to the Celestial Dragon style punch, going back to the manga panels.
Ooh.
As Bamelo goes spinning
and in
through
that
the air.
and in that black and white, it's just like
Yeah.
Yuji standing there with all that cursed energy,
Yeah.
like one eye covered.
And you watch as Bamelo's body goes through several buildings in a massive crater. And he's shakily, like, kind of gets up and goes, and he spits out some blood. And he looks at you and he goes, "You got lucky." And he stands up, throwing the sword aside, and goes, "If you want to resort to using your fists, I'll beat you just like I beat my brother."
That won't happen, Bamelo.
Because I'm your father.
I sure hope not.
The biggest plot twist ever. He is in fact Bamelo.
I am Mitch's son.
I forgot you guys captured him too. Bitches
He's
just
in
captured
jail.
him.
Oh, yeah.
He's in jail.
Yeah.
On Wheelbarrow Island. Son of a Mitch.
That's insane.
That's actually so good. I'll kill you where you stand.
You should have
Neither
aimed for the
Beckett,
head.
nor the captain, nor Apollo, nor anyone can stop me. I will kill you.
Stop. Bamelo just like.
Clifford Atlas.
Are you gonna?
No.
All right. So are you gonna try to punch him again?
Yeah, he's gonna do like few
The
like
Roadhog
combo
guy.
moves on him, and then finish with a hockey uppercut. Hopefully.
Is he going to get the bang bonus? Oh, Lord.
You swing forward.
What did I get?
You attempt. You got a 9.
Oh, okay.
You begin to throw hands, all of which he deftly blocks or kind of moves out of the way and goes, "Heath, haven't you learned that in terms of martial combat, you are nowhere near my level?
I don't care. I'll kill you.
You're just blinded by rage. That means you left an opening." And all at once you feel this crunch as he punches you in the side. An audible, like the sound of a rib being broken as he smacks you.
Oh,
And he grabs you by the throat, just like he did to Owly, just like he did to Malka, and he lifts you up.
Heath,
He
kick
smiles-
behind his knee. He's off balance.
And he like
Strategist
he smiles-
bonus.
He smiles to you and he looks down and goes, "If you really thought that you could beat me a second time, then you are a bigger idiot than I ever thought you were. Now I understand why Mitch thought you were such a just weakling. I heard rumors that you've been getting somewhat better, but I don't see it yet, Heath. One lucky blow and immediately you think that you can defeat me? I see no growth! I'm sure you blame yourself for Harry's death. Yes, I know his name. I know all my targets' names. Egbert was very clear about who I need to take out. But it's alright, Heath. For me, killing you is gonna be nothing more than me swatting a fly.
then shut up and do it.
You asked for it. Beckett, it is your turn.
All right.
Oh,
Well, after all this has happened, and Heath Slater did the small flash of Conqueror's Hockey, I'm gonna look down at Apollo, and I'm gonna be like, "Do you see what I mean? That's the type of conviction you need."
He stands there just slightly. I want to see what that is. Show me that.
Cordell, read out the meme for the podcast.
No. The entire me, bang, bang, bang.
He looks to you and he
They
like
call me
locks
Bang.
eyes again. He just kind of like shakes his head and goes, "I see what you're talking about. I realize I'm in the wrong." And then he just like looks back at you and he goes, "One day I'll get to that point. Heath may be growing. I hope to get to that point as well. I guess Heath is a better warrior than you ever thought." Huh.
What I ever thought. I never doubted any of my crew. You think I keep anybody on my ship? No way. Everybody who gets on my ship has the potential. Even those losers over there. And I'm gonna look at Heath's crew. Heath's
They
little,
at
like,
this
mini
point,
crew.
they
There's,
at
like,
this
the
point
5
have like a
lackeys.
full on. Dude, they're straight up doing like a cheerleader routine with like signs that say "Go Heath," and they're like doing like
Squad.
they're attempting to do backflips, but they're landing on their necks because they can't. They're not.
That's sad.
Can't do
Especially-
them like
they
Snorkel,
can't do
man.
them like snorkel, man.
They may be, you know, idiots,
Shout
but
out
they
to
did.
Snorkel.
They were actually really instrumental in taking the assassin clan. Why? Because I saw the potential for them to fight.
Apollo just nods, and he kind of like he takes a knee as he looks directly where he saw that flash of like conquerors, and he looks back to you and he goes, "What happens if Heath loses?"
Well, then he loses.
Then who will fight him after that?
We've got plenty of people who will do it.
Fair enough. I think it's ironic that Bamillo didn't realize. This whole new navy, our whole crew, and he like stands up as he like looks at it and goes, I think for Harry, every single one of us here are willing to put our lives on the line. And like as he like says this, you hear that beep 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 as the forklift arrives as Paul and Eric step out.
No way.
As they like look
They
out,
have
they
bumpers.
like the two of them are like they have like the dark under their eyes, where it's like the anime like they're walking forward and they
I
stand.
undo my tie as I
Yeah,
pull up.
the two of them, like Eric sword in hand, the two of them like walk forward and they stand on the left and right of you and Apollo, and Paul goes, "Well, you hear it. You're gonna hear it first, Beckett, and you too, weird sea night guy. If he fails, me and Eric got this guy next." And the two of them like just stand there, and like Eric goes, "Yeah, something like that."
No way. That's crazy.
Damn. All right.
Oh yeah, something
Are
like
you
that.
planning on using any of your 3 turns, or are you gonna save?
I'm saving them.
All right, sounds good. Quinn Cook, your turn.
Well, it's time for... I don't know why I was talking like I was about to get into character. It's time for Quinn Cook to solve this in the only way he can think of. And that is by opening the door to Earth 2.
You open up that very familiar door to you. As you walk through, you are greeted in the old warehouse that you went to back when you went to DFU, Devil Fruit University. As you walk out, it's strangely quiet. The bustling campus doesn't seem as busy. You slowly walk forward, and as you do so, all at once all the lights come on, blinding you for a second. As a figure cloaked in darkness, because you can't make out their figure at first, it goes, "Is that my number 1 student?"
Hey, you're kind of stealing what I do. I have the dark fruit on my Earth, and I kind of wear it like a cloak. That's kind of awesome.
Your
Number 1
Earth?
student? Yeah. Are you a professor here?
Of course I am. I know it's been 10 years, but you don't recognize your favorite professor?
Oh, it's you.
Indeed, it's me, Professor Cogsworth. A pleasure to finally meet you. Or meet you once again, at least.
I thought it was gonna be Professor Wolf. That's who I thought.
As you like look up, you see
Professor Wolf.
dressed in basically what my uncle wears to Sunday church. And
Uncle
dressed,
Clay?
Oh, Uncle
Oh, he's
Clay.
dripped out.
yeah.
He's like that, I guess.
Looking
He's
drippy,
that prof?
Looking
Okay.
drippy with like a sweater vest that said a sweater vest with DFU on it. You see the very familiar shiny gold, metallic humanoid body of Cogsworth, with his face looking similar to Vision, except gold and green instead of, like that, and also without like an infinity stone in his forehead. Hands in pockets, smiling. Professor Cogsworth looks at you and goes, "Tell me, my friend, it's been 10 long years. Was the mission a success? Did you achieve your dream of proving that our world is superior to that one? My friend, you made a breakthrough in the last 10 years by monitoring everything that you see through the special camera that I placed in your eye long ago. I've seen just how superior we are.
I'm only doing what I can.
Well,
Finally, after 10 long years, we finally seized the perfect opportunity to bolster our forces and to bring peace to this world. Or to that world, I guess.
So interesting. Did you already forget what our true objective really was, Quinn? Or not Quinn. Rather, Alexander Ford's?
Professor, it's been a long time since I've heard that name. I haven't gone by that in 10 years. I mean, it almost feels wrong.
Well, let me, just in case you forgot, let's dial it back a little bit, shall we? And discuss what the real objective was. You, Alexander Fords, son of legendary Professor Beckett Fords, at a young age decided that it was time to explore with me the idea of the multiverse. Other worlds similar to ours, mirror realms. When you and I conducted our own personal research, we figured out that there are multiple mirror worlds. In what is called a multiverse, evolved into an omniverse, which evolved into something greater than that. That was when it was decided that you, using your special copy fruit, would go back and be able to, or rather, use an experimental copy fruit, using my special roulette no me. We sent you, using the door fruit, to this new world, to replace the old Alexander Force that passed away in that verse. While you had the simple idea of just doing it to make it so peace could finally reign, seeing as that world was overridden by chaos and destruction, you forgot our true objective, my friend. To see how truly superior we are. In the last 10 years, you've missed out. And as he says this, you notice like as the warehouse almost immediately kind of like folds, like the whole thing like shifts and moves around in like a clicking of gears, gurring of gadgets, and as you look, you see a sea of, you can't count the millions of robotic warriors. Millions. Professor Cogsworth stands there, snaps his hands, and a metallic throne comes up underfoot. As he sits down, he folds his legs one over the other, and he looks to you and he goes, Captain Cook, I'm going to call you that for now. At this point, I feel like it's more adequate. To be honest, you did a good job giving me surveillance of what that world truly looked like. But you disappointed me. I told you, above all circumstances, to never forget your true intentions, and to never grow attached. That world is not yours. In my years of research after you left, I found out that there are so many of these worlds that certain ones are colliding, destroying other ones. And in my even more extensive research,
This just turned into Spider-Verse.
I found out that our world in particular is only weeks away from crashing into theirs. In fact, 13 different worlds have almost collided with our own. So I chose to do the most, obvious route. Rather than bring peace, I thought it was necessary to destroy the other ones and to conquer them.
Objection! How are we better than anyone on that planet if all you do is plan to destroy? We're ages beyond this planet that I'm currently working on, and yet you look to throw it all away just because our worlds will collide? And you would prefer to destroy things before you get destroyed yourself? Aren't you the ethics professor? Where are your morals in that?
I may be an ethics professor, but I'm also a science teacher, along with multiple other degrees that I've earned in the 10 years you've been gone. Child, listen to me. When there comes to be two worlds colliding, it's a matter of which one survives. It's survival of the fittest. I came from nothing. I was a monkey when I was created. And just like the theory of evolution, I evolved from a monkey to a man, Neoman. Except I'm better. We are better. We are superior. Their world is fragile, weak. In our world, Barry never even became king. Look, ethics are thrown out the window when millions of lives are on the line. And I choose to protect my world. I'm not gonna let a bunch of apes destroy everything I love and everyone I love. Doesn't matter. Conquering, destroying their world and bringing them all to us. So much better. Let me tell you something. In my many travels, I came across a robotic warlord. So powerful, so fast, I could do nothing. And in his world, he released a techno-organic virus that turns every living thing into a robot. So, using the technology I had, I released the same virus into every single one of those worlds that nearly crashed into ours, turning them into robotic warriors that will do nothing but listen to me.
Objection! You've thrown away your humanity. You said you've gone from ape to man, but now you're just a monster. What kind of man takes millions of people and turns them into robots doing the bidding of his own? This isn't survival of the fittest. You just want to be king of everything. And you're blinding yourself, telling yourself it's good for everyone, for everything. It's best for my people if I do this, if I wipe this out. You've become even lower than that world. How you've fallen. Well, let me just tell you one thing, Cogsworth. The earth that I've been living on for 10 years. You're a way better person.
Interesting, considering you've never even met that version of me. That weak version of me. Listen, child. You think you understand this? Given the choice between life and death, between worlds colliding, what do you suggest happens? We just all sing Kumbaya, hold hands? No. There's only one option. There can only be one world that remains. And I choose us. And I'm the only one powerful enough to let that happen. I have the Nika no Mi. One of the most strongest devil fruits in this or any universe. I finally unlocked its true potential. Managed to do things that no one has been able to do in any world. I'm more powerful than the berry on yours. You are blinded by your morals. You don't see the bigger picture. I am the savior that every world needs. I am the king of conquerors at this point. And nothing you'll say can convince me otherwise. This is your last chance. And he stands up and you watch as he turns a knob that with the sweater vest and everything, you can't see it at the moment. He turns this like knob on his chest, and you watch as he opens up a door that expands into your world in Citadel City. And you can see everything that's going on and goes, unfortunately, Quinn, time has run out. Your world and this world and our world are going to collide, and I choose to destroy that one. We bring everyone onto this one, and then I use the technology of the destructive weapons I've created, and I destroy it. That is what I have come up with. That is my decision. In the 10 years you've been gone, there is no life here. There is only me. So you're either against me or with me.
Well, Professor, I applaud you. Started out as a humble man, teaching ethics. But the search for power has turned you into a blind rat, relying on all your senses to just seek power, not knowing truly what goes on around you. I welcome the fight. This goes against everything that we were for 10 years ago. You're throwing it all away. one doesn't just become a fleet admiral. And while the Navy clearly has been dissolved on this planet, there are still people to be saved. If we're gonna do this, let's go. Now, Citadel City. I'll show you the true power of humanity.
He laughs. And he looks at you and goes, "Do you really think your pathetic planet of apes can stop my legion of death?" And as he says this, you watch as he wrings his hands up and he transforms. Imagine Gold Ultron with a golden skull that's on fire. With a roulette wheel solidly in his chest.
That's tough.
He looks to you and he points his finger and goes, "Sure, go back to your world. Prepare your forces for what is coming."
Well, on this planet of apes, as you call it, we've got a lot of Caesars. I walk out, referencing Planet of the Apes.
He just shakes his head and goes, "You are so stupid."
Hey man, we're from the future. We get references like
That's
this.
true, but also you're so stupid.
I mentioned Jonald and no one understood.
Shout out to Snorkel.
Anyways, I'm still mad at you.
Thorough.
Yeah, good, because you're going to die. And as he says this, he goes, "Xbox man,
I was about to do that.
prepare my army." And you hear as you watch as a former classmate of yours, Xbox man, walks out. Metallic mohawk, biker jacket, with a red X and a very apocalyptic type of stylist suit. Metallic spiky armor pads. Out walks your former version of Xbox man. Xbox. As he raises his hand, the Legion immediately goes as they all ready their weapons.
Am I about to go round 2 against Xbox?
And as you watch, you see like this door is opened, and Cogsworth goes, "Go back. You have less than 5 seconds before this Legion invades, and you are finished."
Give me. I'm gonna need like 2 minutes. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll set a
I know-
timer.
I know-
gotta hold on a
I
second.
know there's a little bit of humanity left
Oh
in
no!
you.
Well,
I
the
reason
you
why I'm
are
here,
going to
my
die,
son
but like,
died.
okay,
My-
I do need
you
to get
know.
ready my nukes ready and everything. So yeah.
My son died.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I don't care.
Wow.
I told you not to get too attached, and you went and got attached, and a
A
child.
planet of apes surely is better than a planet of trash. And I walk through the portal.
Okay, you have 3 turns.
Okay. So, I come back.
At the end of your rotation, they're just gonna be like,
I have fully realized Harry's not coming back. In the instant I come back, I look over at Harry, I realize that the version of Harry that I would have gotten has become some robotic fish thing. So I come back, and I can't hold my emotions anymore. My Beyond State activates, and my Beyond State, his is like a temple. Mine, you know how when like C4 got like hurt and I like went like pure black, or like when Harry got backhanded by James and my character went pure black? Picture, oh wait, it's Citadel City. Gosh darn it, it's the only dark place. Okay, turn invert colors on. It's super light in Citadel City.
as you drain the darkness.
No.
Oh, that would have been kind of fire.
No. Just hit the home button on your iPad 3 times.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
It's
It's
super
suddenly
light.
light for a
Yeah,
moment.
for no reason. And I come out and I lose it. My whole body just like you can't see my body as the whole island is enveloped in darkness because we inverted colors. So I walk out of the door and immediately it's pitch black. And I think I'm just calling my Beyond State the Supreme King's presence. And what my Beyond State hockey ability will do is it negates anyone's hockey on the island that I'm on. Except for mine.
Oh.
So when he activates that ability, his conquerors is the only conquerors.
So with me and Pomelo,
This is gonna be sorely interrupted.
it's a fair fight.
I yell, Men, millions and millions of soldiers will soon flood this city. On top of that, the man we know as Cogsworth. Well, there's another version of him, golden, perfected. He'll be here as well. Stronger than the king of the pirates on this here island. Brace yourselves. It's gonna be a rough fight. As I do that, I call Jacob. Snake, I need you now.
You know what? I kind of have to.
That's a captain and charisma bonus, so.
Try. No, I'm gonna count it as a try. Let's
That was a try.
I'm giving you a cinematic bonus solely because the only way this won't work is if you roll a 10 and below.
Okay. So basically, if I roll a 1.
Yep.
23.
There's a pause, and Jacob goes. You said be on your way. What did you
You
say?
said I need you
I
right
need
now.
you now.
There's a pause, and Jacob goes. A friend of mine told me that something similar like this was gonna happen. I got a Denden Mushi call out of nowhere from a friend of yours, C4. He goes, I'm not alone here. I got some friends with me. And he goes, we're already there. And you hear a forward, and you look out, coming from the sea. First off, Dr. Spectre and Rock are there with everyone else, along with all your assassins.
I imagine the dark state of the island, like as they walk, there's like winds, but like the darkness also is like solidified, so like winds of darkness.
Winds
like,
of darkness.
Go past
Oh
people
yeah.
As they walk through.
You see Jacob, along with him is Mark the Shark.
No way!
The
Oh my
Albertsons
goodness.
Pirates. Alongside him, you see Lucifero, unironically, is there as well with a legion of troopers as on his own,
my
riding
goodness.
on a white stallion. As Lucifero goes, brace for war. Along with all them, you see Jonald the Centaur and an army of
the centaur people.
This
here.
laundry, the Minotaurs, even the Medusan are there. Along with them from out of the prisons, because Richter, noticing how well and how bad things are gonna go, you watch as he files out with the CP1 guys, Ethbert, and a lot of other prisoners. And he goes, and Richter goes, you have one chance at this. We're gonna fight that legion, or we're all gonna die. And you watch as Gorosei member Kendall Blaymore goes, fine. Let us fight alongside you this one time. And they unlock all their handcuffs, and he goes, CP1, promise, no unnecessary bloodshed. We fight as an army for once. This one time. Let's do this.
All right, and then one thing I do as well is I call for someone.
I know who it's gonna be.
I'm like sitting somewhere in this deep, dark cloud. You can't really trace me because I've gone pure darkness, and my beyond state is covering the whole island. Slater! What do you plan on doing with Pomelo?
It's just not what I was expecting.
We could use his help in this war, but I know you have guilt, feelings of guilt that this is somehow your problem. It isn't. We need every ounce of manpower that we have at our disposal. Currently, Pomelo Blaymore is here. Everyone, his employer even, is willing to fight for the war that we're about to wage.
Yeah, even Ethbert has a sword out, man. Ethbert is willing to fight too.
Slater, I need to know. Is it fine with you if we enlist Pomelo in this one fight? I know that there's honor on the line. I know that you feel guilty. So it's your call, and I respect you for whatever you say.
And he kind of breaks off somehow. Don't want to roll for it.
Yeah,
It's
I
silly. And he just
What?
he punches his arm. Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
punches his arm and stands there, kind of like keeping an eye on him. Captain. Just his hands like fists like clenched.
We'll settle this after. As Pomelo turns and he faces the horde, and he picks up the sword from the rebel, and picks up your sword, his old sword, wielding both, and he looks at you and goes, "If you die here, I'm gonna kill you."
Holds his hand out.
I'm not giving that back. You're not even that good with it. Use the spear. You got 2 spears. Use that. No, I'm not giving it to you. No. I killed Harry. I'm not giving you the sword. Stop. Stop. And then with that, also you hear a roar.
Mm-hmm.
The sound of like one of the strongest animals in the verse as you look up to the sky and you see a very familiar dragon flying as well.
Our pet! I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, the dragon.
Pushka riding him, he goes, "We're here too! Don't forget about us! We literally should have been remembered at this point! We've been flying the island for days!"
Wait, he looks at Bamello. "You can keep this sword for now. I've got other plans." And Heath goes to do something real quick.
Wait, is it my turn now?
I still haven't. I've rolled once.
That's crazy.
So, okay, yeah, I've done a lot of
Well, there's a
cinematic
lot
stuff.
of things here.
So what I'm going to do now is
it should be mentioned also, Giant Jim with a lot of his troops are also.
I'm going to direct traffic. Ishlandri, seek to those that have been injured from the rubble, the debris. Seek to Malka, I know we'll need him. Rock, I summon thee. I'm getting Rock here. Everyone from the ship. Snipers, form in line. Ready your action for when the Golden Man walks through the portal. I want an explosive unit lined up as well. I'm just kind of directing traffic.
You see, like, people bring out explosives. Everyone is prepared.
Oh, you should roll for it.
All right.
'Cause-
Captain Charismatic, yeah, you might run out of time. 16,
Not bad.
good enough. They don't have much time as
I'm about to do a commander type speech.
there's a pause, wind blowing silently as you're standing there, and you hear as you see this massive doorway created. It's like a full on, like Baptiste like field. Imagine
it's
that
old.
as a door. As you watch
like-
as one lone gold figure walks up, the familiar flaming metallic skull of a full on activated Nika. You see Cogsworth standing there. People of this weak earth, know this. This man single-handedly doomed your planet. He came here as a foreigner and a spy for myself. So, if you blame anyone for your deaths, blame him.
Okay, with my last roll, I want to Captain Charisma boost everyone. So, I'm going to talk to everyone. I'm going to address everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alexander Fords. I'm from Earth 2. There's a lot of conspiracies, a lot of intergalactic travel. So save your questions for later. I only have so much time to explain this right here and right now. I am the Fleet Admiral of Earth 2. Just know, we can win this. I want each and every one of you to fight with all of your heart, all of your chivalry, all of your bravery, all of your honor. We do this, and we don't cease, because we are the new Navy. We fight for justice. And then I tell everyone to form around me, so wherever the door's gonna spawn, there's gonna be a semicircle of people, and there's gonna be 5 feet. So it's I am a lone person in a sea of people, just waiting at the door. And I'm gonna sit down, waiting for Cogsworth. But the speech is my role.
Okay. I mean, Cogsworth already walked out.
I think I get a +10 on that.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I kind of rolled that just because of Marion. The only way I would have been is if you guys
No. Okay, so
you-
yeah, I basically wanted to give them a combat bonus as captain
Okay.
for fighting this war, because it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah. At that point, Cogsworth walks out and raises his hands and he goes, "I'd like to introduce to you my 4 generals. You see, it was very intellectual of me to do this. I figured if I'm going to choose my generals, might as well choose the strongest, right? Introducing the strongest robot. My number 1 general, Xbox Man. Xbox Man walks
I'm
up.
going
Then he
round
goes-
2. I'm going
then he-
round 2 with him.
Then he goes, Introducing the strongest swordsman, King Goro, as a robotic version of King Goro walks out. 4 arms with multiple different blades.
Oh, dude.
He goes,
That's
introducing the strongest marine, Spade.
Ooh.
As a robotic
Impersonate someone else.
a robotic version of Spade.
76
walks out.
Yes.
line.
And he goes, with all 10 devil fruits. Then he goes, but finally, I have the strongest marine. Why not bring out the strongest pirate? Barry. E. Crunch. GM note, this is only Barry when he had the Uda Uda, lightning,
His
and
first
poison,
3.
poison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at this point, Cogsworth infected him with a virus and turned him there. And as all these people walk out, you hear from the crowd, man, you look pretty stupid. And you see Craven walking forward. And Craven he hands on his side. He looks up and he goes, "Come on, man! You can't believe us. You can't expect us to believe that you're actually that strong. You look so stupid right now. You look like a candle. Like, why do you have fire coming out of your skull, but you don't have any I think you look like a weirder version of Boggle, like his ugly step uncle or something weird like that." And he walks forward and he goes, "So how about this?" And he puts his finger to Cogsworth's chest.
Bro is squaring up with
all
him.
all 4 generals are standing there. They're not even looking at him. And he goes, "How about you show me how strong you really are? Don't hold back because..." You watch as the arm he was using to point just falls off.
You're Logia, it's fine. That's what I say.
He looks down and then he turns back and Cogsworth goes, "Was that satisfactory, you idiot?"
Oh, okay. I
And
thought he
he
was just eating
spits.
another fruit.
He spits the remains of his mangoes. Actually, I think it's mangoes.
Yeah,
he spits the mango in front of Cogsworth's face.
Ooh.
Dude,
Cogsworth
Craven's
just goes,
cool.
Cogsworth just goes,
First ever time anyone said that.
and he looks. He looks at Craven. And goes,
Yeah.
"Are you brave, cold, or just stupid?" And Craven goes, "Ha! I'm all 3!" And then he's like, "Check out this move! Wax, wax, silver, silver, cannon!" And he's like, "I've been working with Spade." And he smacks his hands together and he watches this massive silvery metallic wax forms around him, building this protective shell with a tank barrel. And he's like, "No way you're gonna be able to!" And then just Cogsworth with one hand just slices it clean in half.
It would do the thing where Spade has the sweat mark, and he did the. I didn't teach him that.
And Craven just stands there and goes, "Uh-oh." And Cogsworth just looks at him and goes, "Be gone, you peasant. Trimmer, trimmer."
You get some Johnny Forge James
And
action in this fight.
Craven
That'd be
looks
be
up
nice.
and with wide eyes he goes, "Uh-oh!" And immediately just gets sent soaring
Craven
back.
gets sent.
You watch that familiar watchtower get absolutely destroyed.
Actually,
as
hold
Craven
on.
goes through it.
Before Craven goes through it, he gets caught by a huge metal hand by Heath Slater wielding the mech.
Oh!
And he's like, "Hey, Captain," and he holds Craven. I kind of just got used to this thing, and he's stretching in the mech, and it's
Wait, what
since we-
mech? I'm so lost.
From episode
Newtown
7,
Island.
remember the
mech?
mech that was about to get destroyed when C4 dropped
and we still have it, and I'm using it.
Cogsworth would just do that
thought I'd-
solely because it's cold. I better let you do that. But then Cogsworth just a Euronia mech? Where'd
And
they
he's
get that kind of technology?
And he's like, "Captain, I thought I'd fight big hunks of metal with a bigger hunk of metal."
Even though I can see everything Quinn sees, I did not pay attention to this part of that story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Alright. As the battle's about to start.
Yeah,
And he
no,
just
I'm
lets
gonna-
Craven
I'm
down
gonna-
and then just...
there's a silence that emits as just those dark.
Oh,
waves
we're
that
both staring at
Oh
each
yeah,
other. There's a
there's
line
silence.
down the
There's
middle.
a line.
It's literally Infinity War. Spade's gonna feel the scar as the promise he made to Harry. And
Oh,
he's gonna
question, Harold. Do you bring him out or do you? Okay.
And
we can't
Spade's
listen
gonna
to him.
stand up, and he's gonna turn towards the army, and he's gonna be like, "Gentlemen, this day will go down in history. As you all know, a friend of ours, a very dear friend, has passed. but he will not die in vain. Let this battle go into Harry's debt. We will fight for Harry, and we will win. They think that we are weak. Let's show them what we're made of. And then everyone's gonna be like banging their weapons.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want to do like the Black Panther Captain America run with Quinn as we're like in the front leading the pack.
You're gonna do the charge.
And I'm gonna lead the charge.
And
I'm leading the charge.
Before they go back to fighting each other, he's gonna do a teamwork move with Pomelo. You're fine with being thrown at them, right?
No different than being thrown by Malka or any of my other brothers. Just don't kill me this way. That's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I gotta reclaim my honor somehow. It's not gonna be in a big mech suit.
And while we're charging, I'm gonna be like,
He just, boom.
while we're charging, I'm gonna be like, hey, Xbox Man off Wish, you're mine. And for my first roll, I'm gonna reach into his pocket and try to pull out a syringe. I do not get a syringe.
Dude, that's your
One.
second
I do
one.
not get a syringe.
As you guys do the Xbox Man on
Huh?
He's right there, and he like in the Xbox. You watch as he just. You're done. And
don't think so.
one hit. Game fruit. You lose.
Bro.
It's unfortunate.
Who hit him?
Xbox Man with the game fruit. If you roll a 10 or below, instant KO.
Ooh.
I'm going to use my ability, Legendary Interference.
Wait.
I'm going to use one of my next turns to attempt to tank this hit and use it against him.
Oh! Yes!
All out war.
Oh my
And I get
goodness.
my tank bonus of +7.
Not bad.
That is
Not bad.
enough. All of which is Xbox Man
Legendary.
flying. There's a wall of flesh and
Let's go.
muscle that
Let's
is
go.
Jackboot, who grabbing him by the wrist, wind billowing around her. Jackboot holds the fist, and Xbox Man does a.
We do the thing where Spade's pouring out sweat, and then he's gonna be like, you know what, Jackboot? After that, let's do this together and not by myself.
That's a good idea. And I look at Xbox Man and I say, before you interrupted, I was all prepared to give a long talking to this man, and I point at Blaymore. But I think I've got better things to do while you're here.
Who Heath is like about to throw? Pomelo, he's about to throw.
This man,
But Melo goes,
The captain.
Before he gets to speak, just whoom, throws him.
well,
So I heard him I heard Spade say to Jackboot, "We should fight together this time." And I was like, "Sounds like a really good strategy."
That is right. I'm gonna smile, and I'm like, oh, I've been waiting to get my revenge on you, but then not just technically you. And then I'm gonna be like,
Wait,
but anyways, this is something I've been saving for a while, and I'm gonna be like, repulse, atom repulsion, and I'm gonna nuke him.
wait, Colton. Wait, does this thing have click a button in the mech? Music starts playing. Musician bonus.
I'm gonna nuke him.
That's
I'm gonna nuke
insane.
him. I'm gonna +30. Just +30.
Wait, so with my roll to like encourage people, did I give them a buff for when they attack?
you rolled like a 10. I don't know.
but,
Like,
but my bonuses give it a 20. So it could be like a +2.
sure. I mean, your guys are
'Cause
rolling
normally-
with basically like a.
Okay, so +10. What's your
At
insane
least a
bonus?
Well, I want a
Oh,
captain
it's-
bonus to
I
go
don't
like
think it's
for
much.
round.
Oh, that's a fighting Xbox Man
We'll
in
just-
any capacity
we'll just-
would be an insane bonus.
We'll do like a plus. We'll just give it up. Like, hold up. So what are your bonuses?
at
It's
least,
just like a
it's
2
at
captain
least a
bonus for
plus
me.
15.
Okay.
At
And
least
then I have 10, and then yours is probably so that'd be
I
a
think
plus
mine's
15.
like a 2.
All
Plus
so
15.
good luck.
This hit is going to signify the charge.
+14.
Okay.
I don't know whose turn
Plus
this counts
14.
as, though.
26.
Okay.
You're
I
as
nuke
you
him.
bring back your fist.
I think this is
he,
just a group
He
turn.
sends forward with his fist, and the two of you clash in an
Here
explosion.
we go, you guys.
You managed, like he didn't make contact because you used like pure like repulse energy,
Yeah.
so it kind of just. He does a backflip and lands in front of the midst of his army, and then Cogsworth, hand raised, goes, in this. His forces surge forward. Is there anything you wish to say to signify your people charge, Quinn?
Wait, question real quick. On NPC turns, since I'm the captain, can I give them orders?
Sure.
Okay. And I was zoning out because I was like thinking about what to do. What is happening right now? I'm sorry.
Cogsworth just sent his forces forward. They're charging forward. Your forces are ready to charge forward to meet them. What is your order to do so?
I have the perfect line.
Also, I have a thing for when you start charging forward. I have a cool little.
I don't know what I would say. I think
You can just say, charge. You can just do something simple like that.
For Harry.
It's got to be something captain-y.
Oh, I don't know what I would say. I would say something about justice.
For justice, for honor, for Harry.
I think I'll just go. I think I'll just say. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm so on the spot right now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Man.
feel that.
You can literally just say whatever. It's not too big of a deal.
How about this? Bang.
Oh my.
No.
I want to be so fun. I want to be all this hype and then just bang.
Come on, Captain, you got this.
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
Just say a random thing, bro. Do you want me to do it for you?
If you want, Richter has something that he could say too.
I think I would just say, "For the fallen!"
And as you rush
For the
forward,
fallen!
for the fallen! As your army runs forward, all at once you feel yourself being scooped up by Owly, who throws you on his back and surge running forward on all fours. Malka at his side as Malka's all taped up from the earlier fight. And everyone surges
for
forward.
Owly. Heath is like sending out like a mech fist bump to Owly. Ding.
And as you hurl
Bomello.
Bomello goes through just as a massive multiple mechs actually walk through. Bomello meets them head on,
those are my
throwing
fights.
Speedball special as he just clashes into one. One in particular does stand out. It's Boggle Alpha.
Ooh.
A mech with Boggle's head. And as Bomello goes for like some of the smaller ones, the Boggle one kind of like walks out slow motion.
And Heath is like he's like trying to look cool. Heath is trying to look cool in it, and he's like looking at buttons like, what the hell kind of weapons do I have? What do I do in this thing?
You see on Boggle Alpha's shoulder, there's a large cylinder, which he seems to just be. He seems to be a man on a mission or a robot on a mission. Okay, Spade, you have one more turn.
Okay.
Xbox Man is seeking you out.
I'm
calling him Xbox Man from which apparently was very triggering for him.
Alright, we're gonna be up close, we're gonna be like doing the Gojo type beat to each other.
With
Jack. He's gonna like throw me and I'm gonna be like, and then as he reaches for me, I'm gonna grab and shatter it, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, this could be an interesting strategy. I'm gonna be like, Xbox Man!
Calling for the real
using my
one.
sound fruit
Ooh.
to carry. So plus 10. Plus 10. Yes! Oh, baby! Turn me up! Turn me up! I love you, Eric. I love you.
Oh man!
Yes.
As you go, Xbox Man, you hear a Xbox.
It's him!
With Ben. As two two figures. That's not even it. Ben. That's not even it. As two figures walk, the ocean splits with the amount of hockey emanating.
Oh my
from these
goodness!
two.
What?
As Ben goes, Xbox Man turns to cylinder and goes, normally I would just say something stupid like Xbox. He goes, but in this kind of situation, when people who threaten this world appear, I decide when to strike.
Wait, he brought Ben?
And he goes, Ben.
He's second in the verse.
He goes, Ben is here to fight alongside me. Cogsworth made a little bit of an error. And he goes, you claim that you could beat Barry? He goes, that's my friend's dad. And he goes, oh, so we picked
Ben's
up some
dad.
stragglers. Some interdimensional travelers. As a slice comes in, as two figures walk out of a portal exuding purple energy. A man with a wolf.
Dr. Wolf! Dr. Wolf!
As Dr. Wolf and Roman walk out, and Dr. Wolf like points his sword and goes, he points to Cogsworth and he goes, you are really something, aren't you?
Dr. Wolf.
Destroying 13 other verses is kind of a pretty important feat. And goes, as a member of the Rift organization, I can't let you do that. You're coming
Dude,
with
there's
me.
no way we lose this. We have Ben.
As everyone like stands there, Cogsworth like locks eyes and goes, well, this just got a whole lot more interesting, didn't it?
NPC roll?
Guess I'll win.
NPC roll for us. Try.
Alright. Are there any orders that you wish to give, Paul?
Yeah, I would tell.
Try again.
I would tell Apollo specifically. Apollo, you're our weapon X. Keep yourself hidden in the battle until I give you the order. You will be the finishing
You mean
blow.
Xbox Man is crazy.
You watch as Apollo nods and he runs into the sea of people. You see the look of uncertainty in his eyes as he really wishes to help fight.
Trust me.
My doubt in you never wavers, Captain.
I give him a salute.
He goes, it's the doubt in myself I have. He goes, but when you call, I'll answer. And with that 9, your forces, when they clash, are getting demolished, shredded with the advanced weaponry and battle tactics of the enemy. But your forces are giving it their all. Alright. Jackboot.
Jackboot's turn. Yes, sir. Me and Jackboot and Xbox Man versus Xbox Man off Wish.
Yeah, it's true. Xbox Man is with you guys. Ben and Wolf and Roman head toward Cogsworth.
Okay, be real though. 1-on-1, who wins, Cogsworth or Ben?
I'm gonna be honest. This level of Cogsworth is probably one of the most powerful One Piece characters. If there's, I would say, you know what? Since we had such a hard time trying to figure out like who would be number 3, he'd be tied with Ben. Like he could contend with him with the powers that he has. He has unlocked roulette, and Nika, and he ate a third devil fruit, the Tremor, making him like one of the an insanely powerful.
That
person.
is insane. Yeah.
The roulette literally allows him to choose whatever devil fruit he wants, and he can just hold on to that power for a full day.
That's crazy.
It's not like the
Okay,
copy.
Jackboot's turn.
Concept.
Jackboot's turn.
So, this is clearly a very powerful dude that we're fighting.
Oh yes.
And so, I'm going to make the crazy choice.
Ooh,
I'll tell you,
okay.
man. If anything against Xbox One is considered an insane bonus.
Okay. And also, I believe this counts as a tanky option. I'm going to try and grab Xbox Man and hold him still so that Spade can beat him up.
Sounds like an interesting strategy, if you ask me.
How many rolls are you wanting to use for this?
An insane one.
Well, I
even.
have 2
And
for
there's
this
still
roll,
music
so I each
playing
have
for
1
me.
turn.
Okay.
And the captain has inspired this.
That's
Yes.
true.
And the mentor. The mentor is.
I'd like to.
No, that only apply to Spade.
I'd like to use both
Yeah.
my rolls,
Oh, wait.
and I would like to try to restrain him so that on Spade's next turn he gets a bonus against.
Oh yes, dude.
All right, 11 with the strategy bonus, plus 16, plus insanity bonus. It's a plus 18, plus captain bonus is a plus 20.
Plus musician
Yes,
bonus.
sir. Yes, sir,
Plus
Jackboot.
what?
Plus musician bonus. His music is still playing.
Let's.
For this roll, I'll allow it. Plus 25.
Oh my! Holy crap!
Wait, who was this against?
Xbox Man. Jackboot,
Oh
as
my
you
goodness.
surge forward.
Dude, no, I shattered his arm off at least.
This
dude.
is plus 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a 28 plus 25.
53.
How many 30s does he have left?
I can't tell you that as a GM.
You take 5 off though.
You have to.
You take 5 off of
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah.
It's actually 6 because you guys rolled a 26 before.
Yeah. You hit him hard.
No, he's not dead yet, but you guys,
But he's vulnerable for his next turn.
dude, Colton literally just has an already nat 30 to hit him.
Dude.
That's like a plus, you have a plus 30 for on your next turn to fight him.
What?
And he's
Jackboot got a
Jackboot.
56 to
Dude.
hold him.
This is going like in our character work. Now we have good chemistry, dude.
Bro,
you
We got
got nice
something.
bear hug. You literally, you
Yeah, you were just
hugged
like,
him and I was
get him.
shattering
Like,
his
holding
off,
back.
dude.
Grab your arms around his neck and you cinch in as
Yes.
with
Fucking-
all the emotion that you've been holding on to, all the rage that you've been waiting on.
I'm
And
so sick of devil fruit use. No,
As
thanks.
the urgency of the matter, the fact that you are in the middle of one of the biggest battles in One Piece history, you know, no matter what he does, you are not letting him go. Well, Heath, it is your turn. As you stand there,
And he's like looking at the big mech, kind of like stretching again, kind of just seeing the mobility of the mech. It looks really weird too, because it's just a huge mech, like doing like regular.
Bro's walking like this. He's walking like
It should be mentioned.
He's doing, like, regular stretches.
C4, or right, his emu is down near your foot as he's shooting his slingshot bombs at people, and he's just kind of like he's like, oh, I got your 6, Heath. You can do it.
And he like activates his comms, his Dendenmushi. He kind of like slots it into one of the sides of the mech. And he's like, "Hey C4, specifically C4. I know you did some research on this. How do I use it?"
Think of it as an extension of your body. Use it like you would in a fight against Babello, except you're like a million times bigger and a million times stronger. Also, you see that massive red button? Do not hit that unless you want to just nuke everybody. Well, not really nuke,
And
but
he was like about to press it, and he's like, oh, no.
Because all the different controllers of buttons on the side are a bunch of Eurodium weaponries, like missiles, laser beams. I think you might even have an extensive sword and drill on your sides. But be careful, because the more you use it, the less power your mech is going to have over time. Focus mostly on more important foes if I was you. Like that guy over there, and he points to Boggle, who is, at this point, the massive purple glowing cylinder, as you recognize as uranium. He puts it square in the middle of the ground, and you watch as you watch a drill on the bottom begins to drill into the earth, and you see as this pulsating purple energy begins to shoot down. You don't know what this does, but you know it can't be good. You have 3 turns. What are you going to do? You're putting some hype music on for yourself, kind of base.
Yeah.
After this whole thing there is a moment where I want some actual music, because it's gonna be it's a big shout out to our past campaign, but I'll wait for that.
So, imagine this thing is Bamello. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Something like that.
And he kind of clenches his metal fists, and they transform into drills. And he runs up to this Boggle mech. Who the hell do you think we are? Drill into the chest.
Alright, just one roll?
Yeah.
Alright, plus 2 bonus from Captain.
Oh, 29! Dude, we are turning up!
We're cooking.
We're turning up,
We're
dude!
cooking.
As you say this, you're like, "Ah!" And you drill immediately into the center of this mech. And as Boggle grabs it on, Boggle Alpha looks at it and goes, Heath Slater, I remember you. From my world, you are known as one of the greatest heroes before you gave your life trying to stop Cogsworth. A shame, really. He goes, but unlike Cogsworth, and unlike that Heath, our battle for sure will never reach that level of aptitude.
You know, you robots kind of suck in my eyes. But
I don't care. Screw you.
That's crazy.
you know what? Let's shut up and fight. Hits him with another one.
16. You guys both clash drills. Just sparks and everything just... One last turn.
Eric, should I do it?
Go for it.
Remote control.
Just
And you do that, it's like a plus 10, so...
and he reels back. One of his arms. He's basically transferring all the power to that one arm. A huge drill. Giga drill break. Basically, trying to do a one-shot kill with this thing.
A one-shot kill?
Yeah, he's trying to.
Wait, you're not coding it with anything, you're just trying to instantly kill him?
Coating it with armament too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this just a flat +2?
27 plus 2, 29.
Plus a 31, that's another one. That's another one. 31 and a 29, that's definitely another one.
So that's like what? That's like
About 2 off, yeah.
No, that's just 1 plus 1.
So 2 off.
Yeah. So 1
Yeah.
from last roll, 1 from this roll. That's
You
Brian
bring
going
in,
off.
you bring in, and you just pierce through the chest and lift him off the ground. And Boggle just stands there and goes, impossible. I thought that this kind of thing was impossible for this world's Heath. I thought you were a weakling. Beckett,
I'm not weak when I'm surrounded by people who need me.
how pathetic. Beckett, it's your turn. You have 6 turns.
Yep. And with 6 turns and all 10:30s, the conversation will be heard amongst the crowd. Just keep them busy, all right? Don't worry, I'll get the job done. Oh, since when have you been allowed to give me orders, huh? Just shut up. This isn't our first time doing this kind of thing. Just listen to me. All right, if you say so. And the first person that everybody recognizes right away is James, appearing with the light fruit right in front of the robotic Ken Goro, going, all right, you're the only one that interests me. Let's get this over with. And they just disappear to their own part of the island. And then right behind Cogsworth, he'd feel a slight pain in the back of his neck. And what he would feel is that one of the syringes going right into his neck, with none other than Johnny Ford's stabbing it right in.
The Avengers have assembled.
That's crazy. Bro just effed us over by bringing them here.
No, this is to fight to save our world.
That's true.
This is beautiful.
But what is Beckett doing? You're just commanding them.
Now he used a very odd technique with his temple, where he can basically create a specialized door that can bring people in. But it's not one that can be handled lightly. And when he uses it, it ends up causing him to collapse.
Dang. So you're using all 10... Okay, all 6 roll... We need to do the math here.
It's 112.
All 6 turns with his bonuses, too?
With all of his... I don't know what his bonus
He has a
is.
+5 Devil Fruit, +5 Mentor...
No, it's hockey.
It's
Oh, +5 Hockey, sorry. +5 Mentor, +5...
Who is he mentoring, though?
The
Does it just
mentoring
apply
wouldn't-
through
yeah.
the whole
I'm
thing?
saying it would apply because you're literally showcasing your strength. And
Okay, then it's 122. But is there someone that... So, are you having them specifically...
They're targeting... This is all directed at Cogsworth.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, James is doing James.
James
But-
is fighting...
But your
King
role
Goro
is specifically towards
It's kind of direct,
Cogsworth.
it's kind of
Yeah.
directed towards both of them in a way. We'll see how high the roll is, and that'll determine.
I mean, it's a plus 122.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
gotta be
If
a
he
one
gets a
of it.
1, it's
If
about
it-
to be
dude.
insane.
If it's a 1,
That's literally the only way it goes wrong. Okay,
was-
it
that
doesn't go wrong.
That's a 129.
Mhm.
Has he got a 7?
it's better
2
than a
figures
1.
walk through, and when Johnny stabs the syringe into Cogsworth's neck, Johnny looks at you and goes, "This isn't because we're friends or anything weird like that. I'm only doing this to save the planet." Which one?
Roll for it. Roll for it.
1 to 10. The roulette. 11 to 20. Tremor. 21 to 30. Nika.
Anything above 10. Show us
No,
anything
no
above
bonuses
10.
or anything.
Okay. Tremor's gone.
Bro was really hoping for the
I
Nika
already
Nika.
have this one. Dang it. I'll probably get that for later. How many 30s would that take off with somebody?
Okay.
A lot.
I have
Here,
to.
Hold
want me
on,
to use
I
the
will do
math?
the math right here.
Okay.
It's every 5 after 30.
Yeah. I should be mentioned King Goro is dead. The King Goro clone is dead. He had like 10, so he's definitely gone.
20.
Yeah, 20. That's what I got.
After he takes the syringe and he puts it in his back pocket, he's about to do that when he hears a, "Hold on a second, I think I could use that." And he He looks over and he sees Dr. Wolf striding up.
Oh my God!
And he
my God.
goes, "Thank you, Johnny."
Oh!
And he goes, "Hold on a second." And then he goes, "Now for you, you freak!" And he goes, "Get off this world." He goes, "I'm kind of done with intergalactic invaders such as yourself. Ben, let's do this thing together." And Cogsworth does the, "What the?" And he just gets... The punch that occurs, you watch as the shockwave of hockey, the trimmer, and all that combined, you watch as a ripple effect just begins to literally, the island, half where the guys were coming out, begins to literally dissolve with the amount of power. It's literally, they literally pulled a Kaido Big Mom where the whole ground is ripped off. Not like it was like it was struggling, like just straight pure power. You can see the magma core of the what's left of the island literally ripping up Cogsworth and his forces, sending them flying backwards back into the door. And although Cogsworth and some stronger people come out, they almost just destroyed a whole portion of the island. If Citadel City wasn't on one of the largest islands in the verse, this would have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as all this happens, Beckett Fords, with what was left of his hockey, pretty much burnt to his flesh at this point because of how much power it took to do this, smiles a bit as he goes and is like, "Well, boys, the rest I leave to you." As Beckett Fords collapses to the ground, dead.
You did not.
Okay, I could repel the pain, but do you want me to, or do you want it to be like...
No.
Okay.
Can you repel someone's soul back into their body?
I knew it would
Do you just die?
I knew what it would take.
All right, then.
Oh, no. It flashes over to Quinn Cook, who sees that. And for a second time, his fiancée goes up.
I was going to ask if you just were continuing using that, because I was like, otherwise that just did not happen. But I guess you kind of just only flashed it for a second.
Just one day, I have been robbed of a son. I've been robbed of a world full of people. And now, the man that I would have looked to as a father is gone.
You lost both your world's Beckett, your real father, and this world's.
The only thing I can do to honor him, to commemorate his legacy, is to put an end to this right now. Beckett, though I am not your son, I am your son. And you have opened up this pathway for me to only get stronger. I will forever cherish your mentorship. Now that it's gone, it is something I took for granted in this world. I didn't understand how powerful just one man's words of wisdom could be on someone. In these moments, you have set me up for all of the glory. When you've done all this hard work, I'm just gonna steal it because you decided to die. And while I'm mad at you right now for throwing away your life, I understand that it was called for and it was needed. Thank you, Father. I'm going to use 7 of my life points. I'm going to take my +3. I did the math. I think that's 10. I'm going to take my +3 chain sword thing. And because my Beyond State went up, there's no hockey. So he can't repel this. I'm going to wrap it around Cogsworth. I'm going to pull him in. I'm going to stomp on his head, stomp it down. I'm going to call for Apollo. Arrest this man. I don't know who he is. I'm probably going to use all 3 of my rolls, too.
Oh, yeah.
Plus 370.
That was almost
good
good enough.
enough.
That was almost
That's
good
good
enough, dude.
10/30s was what you needed.
I know I did the math.
Besides Beckett's sacrifice, as you put your foot on his head, Cogsworth looks up and goes, This is impossible. Apollo surges forward, ripping through the crowd. He puts the cuffs on Cogsworth's wrists. He glances toward Beckett's body and he goes, Beckett. And then he goes, and you watch as he puts his hand toward his weapon and he kind of goes,
Remember, son, we are not judge, jury, executioner.
We are the ones to bring justice. Cogsworth, you're under arrest. Ugh. Get up, you piece of filth. Where should I put him?
Uh-oh. We're gonna take a trip real quick. Me and him will go to Wheelbarrow Island. That's where we keep all our prisoners. So.
I thought you kept them here.
No, we keep them in Wheelbarrow.
So Edward and the other guy should just not be here. I'll see that they just pulled up
Whoa. Giant Jim came with a ton of people,
Oh,
right?
yeah, okay,
So-
okay. Well, I mean, he's on Watchtower Island, but I think it'd be really funny if the guy
is it
from
my
my prison
turn?
just said, yeah, we can go.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Seeing the geezer collapse. Spade's eyes, you know, like the thing where it's like the eyes shaking? Spade's eyes are just gonna start shaking, and then I'm gonna make like 20 different hands, and I'm gonna turn and be like, Jackboot, do not let him go. I promise I will not hit you. And then Spade takes a deep breath, and then he screams, Geezer! And he puts his hands together, and like he just does a Mahito domain to Xbox Man.
With all the hands and
With all the
everything.
hands. But
Send this man to the blender domain.
I'm also gonna use
You have
I'm gonna-
530s.
I'm
Is this on
gonna
Xbox, man?
yeah.
He's low, and you have a plus 30 already.
I'm going to
So you probably only need to use like 2.
using my strategist bonus, I'm gonna look around and realize I have to hold back on this attack. Otherwise, I may destroy everything in sight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm gonna like kind of make a boundary in my mind to where how much destruction I can put into this without hurting Jackboot and the other people.
Xbox man being
And I'm going to use 2 turns for this. So, and I get a +2 from him too, right?
Yeah.
So that's a +12?
Would you say I would also agree that the mentor bonus would carry over as you
And insane bonus for him being able to hold him.
Yep, so that's
So that's like a plus, probably a plus.
Well, you have a plus 30.
how many 30s did you sacrifice for this?
No
None?
30s, just
None?
2 rolls. So 2 rolls,
That's 4.
mentor,
9.
plus 12.
It's
for
like a
both of us,
34.
And then a +3 from his insane bonus.
Adding into the plus 30 you already
So-
have, how much is that?
Like
And
a
also-
65, probably.
Also, considering the ambiguous advantage that I mentioned last turn,
I would just say
that I
48.
somehow inflicted, which we didn't assign a number to, but it's in there somewhere.
Right.
Well, if I already have a plus 30, and I already got like more than the 30.
Just
yeah,
roll
no,
it.
it's like a 48.
Just roll it.
It's
Yeah,
almost,
we're just gonna rule it 48.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I am pulling my weight!
Oh my
Nat
goodness!
30 plus
Natural
48.
30.
Dude! I love you. I love you.
78? Okay, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60,
Oh my
65,
God.
70.
10.
No, it's a 75 because it's a 78.
Here's what I want to happen. I make
Oh, sorry.
an actual, like, almost a separate island of hands. As it goes around this part of the island, I make some protecting Jackboot from my attack. And all of the hands go like this, like Whitebeard, and it's cracking the air. It is cracking everything in sight. As Xbox Man, should I kill him or Here's what I'm gonna do. As his limbs just crumble to pieces.
GM moment. I did the math. He's still alive.
Arrest him.
But he is extremely close.
I still have one turn. I still have one turn.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
So
he does.
So let me say, at this point, most of him has been shattered. In fact, an arm fell off. As
Can
you
we
watch,
break off the thinking part of him?
a severely damaged Xbox man stands there, just like.
Okay. How many 30s am I at?
You have 5. Oh no, you lost 2. You're at
I lost 1 because he blocked the 1. I lost 1.
Yeah, you lost 1, so you're at 4.
Okay. I'm going to. So I have 4.
You could use 2. That's an automatic plus 20.
And then with your devil fruit bonus, it'll be good enough.
And I'm going to find a way to use my strategist bonus too.
I'm going to use 78. It should be mentioned. I'll wait until Jack Boot's turn before I tell Jack Boot the conditions of what happens now.
Hold on, where's my devil fruit stuff? Okay.
What a meeting, bro. What a meeting. Alright.
Okay. I'm going to realize what's at stake and how much defeating this man means. And I'm going to feel the scar once more. And it's going to take it back to my promise to Harry. I will be the strongest man ever. And then I'm going to turn to Jack Boot and I'm going to be like, listen, no one needs to hear about this, okay? And I'm going to touch myself and a massive bubble is about to come out of my system and I'm going to begin coughing up blood and this attack is going to leave me with a permanent cough. And basically what I did is I took out 3 years of my life into this attack. And it's as I do this,
Basically, heavenly
it's
act.
the wind in the environment just starts changing. And I'm going to be like, Jack Boot, I'm ending this here. It was part of my strategy. I just didn't want to tell you. And then using the repulse, I'm just going to give it a gentle blow.
You took off 3 years of your life, so you're using, saying it's 30s or just in general?
In general, just out of character.
Lore-wise.
I'm giving you a plus 30 for that.
Alrighty.
They're literally sacrificing life force.
Yeah.
Actual life force.
Years of.
And as he blows it, he goes, for Harry.
For Beckett.
And for Beckett. Okay.
21. How much is that? That's
51.
It's enough.
It's enough.
You blow and you watch as Jack Boot holds. You just watch his body just. Smoke emanating. The body just goes limp. And Jack Boot finally is able to release the hold as he drops. Xbox Man standing there, never even having to throw a fist. He turns to both of you and goes, I didn't even have to do anything. You guys have proved yourselves to be strong warriors. And he points to you and goes, I've been watching your career with great interest.
One of these days we'll get a rematch, my good friend.
Xbox. Then he goes, but hold on, I have a bone to pick with a bonehead over there. Namely, that guy. And he points to Cogsworth. Oh wait, no, Cogsworth is...
We're taking him to Watchtower.
Yeah, he points to Barry. The last of the generals still alive. He goes, you and me, big man, let's do this thing. Xbox.
Spade's gonna turn to Jack Boot. Thank you for your help. I could have died and you saved me.
I give him a big pat on the back.
He coughs.
Just to return the favor, I won't come in the kitchen anymore. I'll do everyone a favor. Thank you, Jack Boot.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, now would it be... Now it's Jack's turn.
Mm-hmm. But, are we doing Xbox?
Xbox Man's going to sacrifice half of his HP, which is 10 30s.
Ooh.
and he's going to attempt to punch Barry.
What bonuses would Xbox have? Is it just a flat 100?
I'm just giving him a flat 100. When you guys finally have like a fun
Oh wait,
battle,
yeah,
if he
because
joins you, then
he just actually needs to hit. I forgot. It's Xbox, man.
if he hits, then I mean, if he gets
Dude,
anything,
the million robots are just gonna be like,
the robots at this point, like there's one key thing. We have to let Keith finish that thing, but there's still like a sea of enemies.
Yeah.
There's
Don't
a
worry,
way to
I have a
defeat
thing
them.
for that.
He
17.
hits.
Barry goes, activate. Barry's as the robotic head goes flying off. Xbox Man goes, shut up. You're not even close to as powerful as our Barry. Huh? Oh. James? Johnny?
Snake.
Man? Nice to see you all here. There's a pause as Johnny's looking at Jacob. I don't think I called you to be here, did I? I heard about what was going on. I was on Watchtower Island when Jim left. I decided to join up. Something wrong with that? Wind bellowing as Johnny stands there, like Admiral uniform kind of flapping, his arms crossed. He goes, not yet. We'll talk later. Then he turns and he looks at Beckett's burnt body and goes, well, old man, you were stubborn till the end. If only I let you actually meet your grandchildren. Great-grandchildren.
And Quinn
He pulls out a little picture, and it's a picture of young Johnny, young De La Rosa, young Selena in your arms, as you with a big, like, Luffy grin are holding them, all three of the kids. And he just slowly puts it on your chest. I don't know if you fell forward or backward, but I'm gonna say you're.
No, he died standing up.
Okay, yeah. Then he puts it in your burnt hand that is still clenched in the fist.
He doesn't kneel, even in death.
And Johnny like looks back and he sees Beckett standing there in solitude and goes, and he gives you a fist bump. And he goes, haven't felt this way since back then. And he begins to walk away. And if this was in a video, if this was in a show, it would show him walking with Miss walking next to him, with the wind bellowing as he kind of goes, it's been a long time since I felt this kind of emotion. And then once he like goes home, because he would like, I assume he has some way of getting home.
Yeah.
If there's another doorway, Wolf just snaps his fingers. When the door closes and he's at his house, it would do the thing where he begins to shake with emotion and begins to cry as he sits down. Right.
Jackboot.
Actually, I should probably roll for like generally the army. You know everybody else here.
Oh! I get a captain bonus too!
Yeah, that's a 30. Your forces, with Beckett's sacrifice, the destruction of literally all of the generals and Codsworth, your forces are so invigorated that everyone is going ballistic. You see any named face out there. You see even Craven and Xena fighting back to back in a whirlwind of a war dance, taking people down. You see Paul and Eric, like eyes down. They're not even they're not with the forklift man. Becker sacrificed himself. They're going ham right now. And you see them, and you see even Mark the Shark out there.
He has conquers. He does have conquers.
People taking names.
Owly.
You see, dude, Owly literally stands on his hind legs and is using conquerors and is straight up just like, and just like, you literally see him boxing a robotic version of himself, just going ham. He got the moves. Jackboot. Is there anything you wish to do? At this point, all main enemies are taken out. Boggle is still left alive, weakened, though he is. There's a sea of enemies that are currently being, like, weaved down. But you take stock in noticing that the portal is still open, despite Cogsworth disappearing and being taken away.
Never mind.
You do notice that all the super strong guys, like James, already left. But you notice Ben, Wolf, Roman, and Xbox Man conversing with one another in front of the portal.
And that's the portal to
The other world, the one that's about to that was going to crash.
What a roster. Ben, Xbox
Dude.
Man, Dr. Wolf.
There was no
Roman.
shot we were losing that shit, dude.
No.
Not with Bang.
I don't know,
All of
what,
us rolled.
it's kind of crazy that,
Dude,
you guys.
everyone rolled insane.
Yep.
We haven't rolled below 5 this whole.
I think this is just, this might be better than Celestial Dragon Arc, dude.
That's debatable, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways.
Okay. I guess the portal isn't exactly my business. But do I hear what they're saying? Or are they just...
They're too far away,
They
but
were
you can
saying
see them.
before.
You know who they are. You're like, okay, so they're clearly trying to come up with some sort of strategy, but
HP now.
up to you to decide what you would do best.
I get an upgrade.
Well,
You got 3.
I guess she would look around, take stock in the situation. Looks like everybody we wanted dead or arrested is now mostly dead or arrested. She notices, of course, in the fight, when they were busy restraining, we were restraining evil Xbox Man, right?
Yeah, he's gone now,
Yeah.
shredded.
But now that she's got her attention back on the battle, she notices, or at least it sinks in, that Beckett has died. And she thinks, dang.
Yeah, kind of understandable.
Yeah. So,
If you feel like dedicating turns, if you don't want to save or you can't think of something to do, you could give them to Heath.
well, what's he?
I
I'll
do
look
have a
around. What's
plan.
Heath up to?
I
Heath
do
is
have a
currently in a
plan.
mech battle of the ages.
Oh, he's fighting mechs, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've got a plan, I'll admit. I got a plan.
Okay. So, I guess I will save my turn
Yeah.
for this round.
Pretty base. Heath.
Okay. In the mech, his arms are kind of slumped down, and he looks over to Beckett's body, and he just kind of seems hopeless for a moment before looking back up to the whole army. And he slowly starts walking with each step. Beckett, C4, Quinn Cook, Spade, Harry, Jackboot. They believe in me. I know that. And I won't let Beckett go to waste. It's time. Time to conquer my fears. And he's going to try and activate Conquer's Hockey. 4 out of 5 of my HP points. All 3 rolls. And he just... with the mech hands.
You follow 1.
That would just be cursed.
22.
That's a 68.
Who are you directing this to? Boggle and the other forces?
All of the like the mech, all of the rest of the army. Just...
Boggle is eviscerated.
Yeah, that's 1330s.
yeah.
That's,
You
that's
watch.
Evil Bottle, right?
Yeah, evil Boggle.
Okay.
You watch.
You can, with
Hey,
Conquerors-
Boggle! Boom!
With Conquerors, you
watch-
can choose who's affected.
You watch
This is
as
impossible.
you watch as this wave of conquerors emits from you. You see a flash of Beckett, observing and nodding his head and being like, "Smile, Heath, for you know, and I know the truth. You are the strongest of us all." And as you watch, this sea of conquerors hits, and the remaining forces are thrown.
Too bad the captain didn't see it.
Both. That's insane. In mass, back into the portal. And as you stand there watching, you kind of just it takes you a moment and you realize you're like, I did it. And as it hits you, loud and clear through all of your voices, you're not sure or in all your heads, not your voices. You hear Dr. Wolf's voice go, I'll take care of the portal from here and this alternate world. Leave it to the Rift Police.
And they're like, Dr. Wolf,
Thanks for
my father used to talk about you.
And
It's truly a great honor, and I'm gonna like bow to him.
He goes, you're covered in blood.
Nothing happened.
You're doing a Zoro pose, and he goes, he nods his head and goes, respect. Then he turns to you and goes, you've done well, young man. All of you fought to the very end. The ends of the earth.
my fight's not done yet today. Captain, could I request something of you?
I'm
Just
not
this
there.
one. Oh, yeah.
You watch as Wolf walks into the portal with Roman at his right, and you just watch as the portal just is slashed in an X pattern and it just explodes, eviscerates.
Yeah.
You have no idea what Dr. Wolf and Roman are going to do in that alternate world, but you can assume it's not good.
Hey, Spade. Could you do something for me?
I'm kind of dying, but what is it?
You can heal people, right?
Yeah. Honestly, why don't I just heal myself? All right, whatever. Okay, what?
Could you, just this once, heal me real quick?
Did you even? Oh.
In the mech, he just goes down.
I'll inflict more pain. I'm kidding. Yeah.
He kills
You have one HP damage, and you're like,
You do it. I have two.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'll
Repulse
try.
it back into
I'll try. I
Heal
guess, yeah.
Heath.
Devil fruit bonus.
you don't really care for.
I'd say I'd heal like one or two.
Cinematically, I'll give you another 30 back.
Okay.
You're
So
at
I have 2
what?
HP.
2 HP?
Two, and I'm at
That's
2.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're at 2 HP.
And as the battle is ending, he looks around the battlefield for one particular person, finds him, and he starts running in the mech, stumbling over debris. And as he's running towards Bamello, he sprints towards him in the mech. The pilot opening up, and he starts running. Let's see you grit those teeth! Boom! Punches him right in the mouth.
Oh, you're about to fight Bamello?
12. You leap forward, and he meets you
It's
with a
just-
punch of his own. You both hit each other, and you both hit Conquerors as well.
Ooh!
As you guys both clash with your Conqueror's hockey punches to your face, you both go flying in opposite directions. You both land on the ground, and you slowly get up, both shaking. Both of you took some damage from the battle. Mamello single-handedly took on a legion of mechs.
Yeah.
He sustained a lot of damage. And as you guys both stand up on shaky feet, Mamello goes, let's finish this. Show me what you can do, Heath. Show me your true strength. I know your secret. You're one of them, aren't you?
Nope.
One of the top 7. I glimpsed it.
Bamello, do we have to do this?
Yep.
I know we've both lost things, lost people.
I wish it were different. I don't think my brain is wired that way. It's you or me, kid. And I prefer it to be me, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm not gonna lay down and let myself die to you. You have to earn my death. Kill me!
I've gotten this far. How about I fight on my own for once? And he's just gonna do the slow walk towards him, the Conqueror's hockey booming from him.
He does the same, he matches you.
So, you're approaching me?
Why not?
Good, I like it this way. Boom! Right to the chest.
The worst try in
Why don't
mankind.
you look at it?
Was it the 27, 28,
No,
30?
it's 29, 40, 23.
That's so unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate.
That is so
Don't worry, I
unfortunate.
believe.
I don't.
Believe.
17.
That's okay.
You guys both clash again. Both of you
Ooh!
go flying backwards again, even further.
And
this
as he
time.
goes flying, he kind of catches onto the mech and kind of throws himself back and just does like a Superman punch right to his face.
Touched.
Touch, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
10.
Oh!
You leap, you bounce off the mech, rocketing forward, and he backhands you, sending you through the mech. Both you and the mech fall over. The leg kind of just as you kind of like crawl yourself out. I'm gonna let you finish this fight before we go to Quinn Cook.
Okay.
Wait. It's Beckett's turn. Cordell, explain what the afterlife looks like.
Afterlife arc?
Beckett.
Yeah, we're gonna do a
You
scene.
Oh
see
man,
a
I
shiny-
meant that completely as a joke, but that's all
You
right.
see a shining light, and as you walk forward
Jesus.
to you, it looks yes. God is there. No. You see
Jesus arc.
You see like a sea of like faces and people talking amongst themselves. You're standing there, arms crossed, just kind of looking around, and you feel a tug on your jacket. And you look down, and you see a small girl. She looks up to you with these bright eyes and goes, "Are you Beckett Fords?"
Yep, that's the name.
I've been waiting to meet you. My name is Miss.
Oh.
And then we cut back. Brian.
And before Beckett goes, he hears a faint voice. Heath rallying for another punch. I know you believed in me, old man! And he just starts beating the crap out of Bomelo.
Mentor.
Wait to play that on my turn. I have an interaction with Quinn Cook. I'm gonna play.
27.
This might have rallied.
You leap
Celestial.
forward. Choose. If you activated your level 35 hockey, what color of hockey would you choose?
Purely hypothetical.
Purely hypothetical.
Huh?
Red is taken, black is taken, white is taken, and wait, what color do you use?
Mine's black. Remember, that's how I
Black,
like.
red. Oh, and blue is taken.
It'd be a bright magenta.
Okay.
Pink, little pink.
Pink. Honestly, that's kind of valid. It flashes pink. Your fist. Bomelo pauses and goes, and he smiles and goes, "I knew it." It would do like the cutout, fade to black, shadow as the head goes to. Bomelo's head goes flying over and just.
Oh, you're lucky I'm not there. I'd be like, what the freak, dude?
As you guys stand there, you see a course of bodies. You see enemies and friends alike amongst the groups. You can hear Bago go, "Medic! Medic!" And you look and you can see in his arms is Tony Kellogg, bleeding profusely from a chest wound. You look over and you can see Xena being escorted by Craven. She is missing a leg. And you can see amongst the sea of other people, you see some of your groupies. One of them is missing. Up to you to decide which one. I didn't actually really name all of them. I think I named one of them.
Probably Hubert.
Yeah,
I named the one
Hubert.
Gokatan.
It was not Hubert. But Hubert is alive, but he's pretty much
Okay.
You also
And he's like,
see...
and he looks at them, and he knows all their names because he cares. Axel, where'd you go?
Curtis, where are you?
So we got Axel, Curtis.
Hubert.
Curtis is there,
Hubert.
but Axel is no more. And McGillicuddy,
God. What about Michael?
Michael's there. But as you look out into the sea, you see another body, which is unironically, it's fitting, as you see Ethbert out there amongst the dead.
Oh, that's kind of sad, actually.
Oh yeah.
Unironically, the little weasel himself actually died fighting for your world, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Kind of honorable for an absolute piece of garbage like him. We cut to Watchtower Island. The portal opens. Apollo, the captain, and Cogsworth walk out.
Okay. So we look at the prison guard. We're like, I've dropped off quite a few men here. This one is the most important. You must always keep this man shackled in sea prison. This man is a criminal. maybe the worst I've ever seen. To see someone go from such a stable-headed, calm man to devolve into this madness. He said he evolved from monkey to man, but honestly, he was probably most happy all those years ago, before any of this took place. Keep him on locks. Ever watch Kung Fu Panda? Keep him like Tai Lung.
All right. We
Maximum security.
We have a sea stone chamber specifically for this level of danger that he exudes. He will never escape here. And Cogsworth, as they're escorting him, he turns and he looks at you. He goes, all of this, the danger I yield, being alive, and you still let your form of justice take over your intelligence. You and I both know, one day, I'm going to get freed. When that happens, you'll have no one to blame but yourself. I know Wolf, and I know he'll destroy my world. I have nothing to lose now. When I come back, you're as good as dead.
Well, Professor, a man with a sense of justice, even if it is all that he thinks about, even if he can't balance himself, his work life and his real life. Maybe work is his life, and maybe his form of justice will bring true peace. I am merely working my hardest to do the best thing that I can morally, and yet you insult me flagrantly. I still cannot believe you think that you've evolved. A simple old monkey is smarter than someone like you. I walk away. I walk outside.
He begins to yell after you. You can tell at this point he's kind of descended. His savior complex has kind of descended him into madness as he yells back, "Never call me a monkey again, you hear me? You're all monkeys! I'm not the monkey! I never really was!"
I break the ship. Harold, my boy, tell me about that promise you made with him. I need to know.
Let's walk back to the ship, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold my hand, please.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you. Does he just tell me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My boy, how much of the blade is sharpened?
What do you mean?
'Tis but the edge, am I right?
Yeah?
Think of yourself as a sword. Yes, you're sharp. But most of you, you're firm and you're set. It is a good thing to be well versed in the martial arts, in sword play, with devil fruits. It is a very good thing to be strong and to be able to strike down any evil. But you must remember that is but a fraction of the blade. Most of the blade is strong, steady, sturdy. The way you enact with violence, you must remember, the violence is the edge of your blade. Your person, who you are, your personality is the rest. You mustn't let emotions get in the way. Again, we can't be judge, jury, executioner. I try to preach this to everyone I come across. We do our part. We bring them in to courts, to hearings, where more than just 3 people who've been hurt emotionally can decide the fate of someone. My boy, I know that you want to become the strongest. But always remember that most of the best part of a strong warrior is his spirit. Never let that break. Never let the emotions crack your blade. My boy, It's a good thing that you're strong. But we must learn to take things like this and move forward without seeking revenge. That is how crime is born.
He nods his head to you, doesn't really say much. But as you guys board your vessel or teleport back, probably teleport, he says softly to himself, he goes, "We may not be the judge, jury, and executioner." He goes, "But being an executioner has its own benefits in my mind."
I know how you feel. Beckett is gone too.
His eyes get wide and he goes, "The old man."
You were but a lad of what? 11, 12 years? My friend, I'm pushing my 30s. I'm getting there. I'm close. All the rage you felt, I've lived 2 times the life that you have. I know what it feels like, and yet I have to hold it all in. My friend, it doesn't get easier, but as time goes on, you must learn to keep your emotions in check. I get it. I've seen many people die, many people that I care about. Basically, my father died today. My son died today. And as much as I would love to put a blade to Pomelo, to put a blade to anyone who opposes me, my ideology, I must remain steadfast in who I am as a person. And I'm trying to drill that into you because I know that you can be a man better than I am. Please, just heed my words as I repeat them, as I drill them into you. I know I'm creating a combat warrior, but I would also like to create a man with the personality, the spirit of a king. Hold yourself up strong, because you are now the only inheritant of the Cook name and of the new Navy. We must never falter in moments like this.
He pauses as you guys walk through the portal. There's still a sea of people being escorted. It's a scene of chaos. He turns and looks at you and goes, "In this day forward, I promise to be strong for you, and I understand everything that you say. But I'm a 12-year-old child." And then all at once the tears come in, and he begins to hit you like this and goes, "Why didn't you let me fight? Why didn't you let me protect the old man? Why did you just keep me on a bottle the entire time? How could you?" And he begins to kind of like hit you like this, and then it ends in uncontrollable sobs, and through the sobs he just says, "Just give me a hug."
Yeah, through that whole time I would have had my hand on his head as he was hitting me and crying. And at the end of that, Quinn Cook would shed a couple tears. He'd pick Harry up like you'd pick up a newborn baby. Hold him like this, get the head into the shoulder. "Harold, I love you."
"I love you too." And as you guys walk forward into the midst of the chaos, it would do like that kind of like fast forward thing to 2 days later. And it would be at the funeral of Beckett Forts and Harry Cook.
This is gonna be bad.
There is a very specific song that I would like to play. Can someone look up something for me?
I got it.
Right. Can you please look up? I think it's under "Bubble" by Utah.
I have an interaction I want to do with Paul after this.
I also have an interaction I want.
We all have
I'm
it,
sure
yeah.
a lot of people have some interactions.
Is it also by Eve?
Yeah, maybe. Can you play it for me real quick? And I'll have to like.
This is not it.
Nope, that's not it. There's like multiple.
Yeah, let me look it up.
No. Well, Paul's got it here. Actually, do you think you could give it to me? I think
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I could
why.
probably find it.
I have an interaction I want to do with you.
Well, I can
and
find it
Jack
by
Rick.
Spotify.
Yeah, the last hour is going to be interactions, probably.
Yeah, and after all of those, I have 3 cutscenes.
Oh, we got a lot. So you missed the whole war.
Cannot wait to end at
All
11
right,
p.m.
let's see. This might
You-
Ryan, I feel so
I
bad.
think
I
missed a little bit.
Yeah, Heath Slater unlocked Conquerors and his Beyond
Let's see
state.
if this is gonna.
So
And I did something.
Jack Boot and I beat
Dude, Jack
Xbox,
Boot-
man.
Dude.
We went off.
in like
It was
2
crazy.
turns, it was crazy.
All right,
Alright,
everyone,
here we go.
everyone lock in.
This is the same song that we used when Miss died.
No.
And as you guys all
No,
stand
dude, don't do
in
this.
a large kind of group. The wind blows softly. The new flag of the new Navy billows. As one by one, every single member of the crew walks up to the podium to say something. And take a single yellow rose, the same that Harry was holding on to when he passed away, to put down into the grave. Or if you're a Beckett fan, you could throw some sort of weapon down there. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. But as you guys all stand there, the sun beaming down, you guys recognize a few things. You guys recognize that as a new Navy, there are going to be times that these kind of things are going to happen, where you're going to lose people. And you realize the sacrifices are necessary to become stronger. You think back to every memory. Harry on Remnant Island, when he first pulled up, bullied, a nobody, and was turned into probably one of the most lovable people on the ship. A bright child in a lot of ways. And you remember Beckett. Stern, but fair. With a good sense of justice. And always willing to give advice when need be. Alright. And as you watch the people begin to kind of shovel in. Oh, dang. Alright. Anyways. And at that point, from a crane, being guided by Richter, 2 statues are placed. One of... Okay, yeah, you can stop that. That is over at this point. And you see a statue of Beckett and a statue of Harry.
The first one to make a gesture, because he knows the old salute. Heath Slater does the old Navy salute.
Mm. Everybody follows suit, I assume.
I'm kidding.
That would have been sad. Well, shortly after the funeral, Harold and Allie, of course, stay for quite a while afterwards, as well as Apollo. Interactions can now occur for whoever needs to do interactions.
And since we're leaving things on the graves and in the... he holds Harry's figurine. And he looks at it for a moment. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. I'll teach Harold guitar. And he sets it down. And he grabs off his back, because he brought it, that's the only weapon he brought with him for Beckett. He holds the spear and mop combo. And he looks at it. You made this for me. Now I know what my real purpose is. I don't mop floors anymore. You've shown me what being a warrior is, what feeling like a king really is. You weren't my mentor, but I know you believed in me. And he sets the mop spear down, the one that Beckett made for him in the first session.
I'll say that you did that before they dumped everything on the bodies and the
just
statues. Actually, you could probably put them at the foot of the statue.
Yeah, statues.
We'll that would probably be a lot.
Yeah.
That would make a lot more sense.
At the statues, yeah. And to start off the interactions, he walks up to Captain Cook, and he does the quick salute. Captain, I have something to confess.
Go for it.
I killed Bomelo Blaymore.
Well, accidents happen.
He said there was no other way, and I feel no joy out of this. All I can do is try and be better.
Whatever happened, you have the benefit of a doubt from me.
Thank you, Captain. It really means a lot.
No problem.
I know it doesn't mean too much coming from me, but I'm sorry. For Beckett and for Harry. They really cared about you.
Things like this are bound to happen in the line of work we're in. I wasn't expecting it to hit so close. To see my father perish, although not being my actual father, it still hurts.
And he puts his hand on his shoulder. Best thing we can do is not let it be in vain.
I agree.
And he redoes his suit and walks off to go talk to other people.
I'll do my interactions now.
Yeah.
Spade's gonna walk over to the geezer statue. And he's just gonna put his hand on the statue. And then he's just gonna be like, I'm sorry, geezer, but I honestly don't have any words of sorrow or anything. I mean, no offense. You're too stubborn and stupid. I knew you were gonna do something like this eventually. It fits. I do have a couple words, though. You knew the risks. You know what you had to do. But for the last thing that I'm ever going to say to you is thank you. Thank you for getting me to where I am. I just remember being a little 8-year-old wandering around on that island, never knowing where I would end up at. But I know one thing. I wouldn't be able to end up here if it wasn't for you. And then he's just gonna, give the statue a couple pats. And then walk away. And then he's gonna go over to the captain. Captain, could I talk to you?
Yeah, go for it.
I have something to ask you.
Shoot.
Was this a victory? Or is this a loss?
Spade, in the grand scheme of things, we can't just win out forever. There isn't a scenario where we don't lose a single battle. You know, Ghoul Island, this island, Kratos, Citadel City to be exact. Everywhere we've been, it seems like we've been able to dispose of the enemy. But it's only second nature that they get back. While it may seem like we lost today, we fended them off. We drove them back. Who knows what's going to happen with Professor Cogsworth? I don't even know.
People are saying we won this battle. But at what cost? I watched 2 of some of my favorite people die right in front of my eyes. And there's nothing I could have done about it. I know I'm strong. And I know I'm powerful. But I want more. I need more. And I know I shouldn't.
Well, my friend, as much as I'd love to say I'm your keeper in everything you say and do, I'm not. You know yourself. You know your limits. Sure, go ahead, seek power. I just know that when you seek power, things like this happen. That was the whole reason why Cogsworth turned on his people and made them robots. He found the power and thought that he could be God. So, do with that what you will. I can't tell you what you can and can't do in your own personal time. I just know that I appreciate you and all your efforts. You've become a very important member on this crew.
Let me promise you one thing. As far as I know, I'm going to continue keeping this path of power seeking, only to save the ones that I love. But let me promise you one thing. As I keep walking down this path to power, even if it means eating the God fruit, fighting Barry, whatever, I'm carrying my father's legacy. But I promise you, I will never use this power for evil. I'll never use it to blind myself. That's one thing that Harry taught me. You don't need to be strong. using powers, you can be strong at heart. Harry taught me the most important thing, to love the ones you care about, and to show others what true strength comes from. Captain, I care for you deeply. I'll do whatever you ask. Whenever you need me, just know I'm only one call away.
I give you like a half smile because like my dad and son died, so I'm like, I'm still like very sorrowful, but I give you a half smile and I'm like, I love you too, Spade.
I love you more, Captain. And then I walk off. Not in a sus way.
Can I do one thing before people? Because I don't have any more interactions planned. but
There's
I have
only
one
there.
thing.
I was gonna say it was like before Eric does the cinematics. Apparently he has planned. There's like one NPC thing.
Okay,
I also have one more.
Okay.
I actually have two.
I just am going to. I'm gonna do two things actually, but they're both gonna be really quick.
Mine are gonna be pretty quick too.
I have 5 more. I
Well, I mean, we have the time,
Okay.
so I'm not like.
So I'm going
Just
to
like-
go up. I'm gonna go up to specifically Harry's grave, his stone, and I see the rose petals, my rose petal included, and I'm gonna be like, Harry, I failed you in a way. I let you live a beautiful adventure that you wanted. I tried to let you chase your dreams, and I was too naive, thinking that I could protect you everywhere we went. I dropped my guard once, and you were gone. I'm gonna miss you, little fella. You taught me not to judge others based on my first appearance. You even got me calling Heath Slater, which is interesting. I don't know how to feel about it. But your impact on this crew, it will be a very long-lasting thing. You may be gone now, but your influence will be felt for the rest of the time that this world has. I can't watch over you where you are now. I wish I could. I set the figurine he made of me on the tombstone. I'm like, this is the best I can do for now. I look forward to cleaning up poop with you in the afterlife. And then I get Harold, I get Owly, and I like have him in a big hug under Beckett and Harry's statues, and I have someone take a portrait of the Cook family. I guess he's a Fords, and I'm a Ford. So technically it's a Fords family, but like,
Yeah.
exactly. Family photo.
I'm gonna let Jack Boo do one since you already did one, Heath.
This is quick. So this is later in the day, closer to sunset. Jack Boot is just standing a little ways off from the statues, watching the other people leave their offerings. And she's looking and she's thinking. And she looks at Beckett's grave and she says to herself, well, here lies one of the last great men in the world. And she looks around at the what remains of the battlefield, and she thinks, and she says to herself, and here's a kind of fields that a warrior plants. And she looks at Harry's grave, and she's at a loss for words. Yeah, and she pulls out a bottle and takes a drink from it and wanders off.
I love Jack Boot.
And I have two more.
Okay.
Real quick ones. Heath actually he talks around with everyone, kind of gives his thoughts to everyone, talks with everyone after the battle, and then he gets to Jack Boot, his mother, adoptive mother,
Mom
and
is drinking.
yeah, and he walks up and he's about to say something before he just holds his arms out, and you can see him just shaking and breaking composure. He's held his ground all day, trying not to cry, and now he needs a hug.
She gives him a big hug.
And he just starts sobbing. And then later in the day, kind of actually probably tomorrow, he goes actually to the Ishlandri people. And he looks at them and he speaks in his kind of that singing voice that they speak in, and his sounds very somber. And he basically says to them, I know you have musical magic. Could you teach me some things? I've hurt so many people. I'd like to learn some healing.
They respond as they have gathered what has happened, and they said, "We will teach you two things. A song of conquest, a song of victory, and a song of sorrow, and a song of remembrance." And they begin to, you get to learn a little bit more into the language, and they teach you some songs that you can sing in this laundry language.
Yeah.
Very beautiful in their own ways. Before we go into Beckett's stuff, I do have one thing in it. We do cinematic of... Oh, did you have something, Rufus?
Yeah, I have one. Rufus, he is kind of just been stoically stone-faced the whole time. Anytime that anything serious or bad happens, he kind of just gets into the zone where he doesn't really feel emotions or anything, and he's certainly feeling that right now. But, as he walks away from the graves of both of them, he comes across Richter, and he says, "Brother, after seeing and witnessing so much death and destruction of close family members, it only seems right that we should spend more time together and get to know each other, catch up after all these long-lost years." And he just puts his arm around Richter's shoulder, and they both walk away.
Richter nods, and he smiles at you and goes, a small tear kind of going down his cheek, which he's very stoic, like you, but, I mean, the thought of Harry, a 12-year-old child, being killed kind of shook him. And he goes, "I like that very much. Besides," and he kind of like punches your shoulder, he kind of goes, "I had some more ideas for training. Old cipher pole training. They got these 6 kind of moves that they can do. Maybe if you master those, you'll even become more of a living weapon. Be so strong that no one can stop you.
Maybe I'll be strong enough to stop people from hurting everyone."
Yeah. The sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit, bro. Let's go. I have a little diner that didn't get destroyed in the battle. Let's go over there and see Mom and Mary, huh? And the two of you guys walk over to that direction, and it would cut back to later that evening. Most of the people kind of have left at this point. Two figures actually. One figure was already there. That figure's Apollo, who's standing there stoically, armor off, dressed in some like formal wear. As the last tea night, honor and respect at a funeral is extremely important to him. And as he stands in front of the graves, no words are being spoken, but a million are at the same time. He turns and he notices that Dr. Spectre walks up too. 2 bottles of rum in his hand. He hands one to Apollo and goes, "Felt like you might need some company." Apollo just nods in his direction. No words are being spoken, but again, a million at the same time. And the two of them sit there quietly and have a toast. All right. Eric, take it away.
Alrighty. So, one of these cutscenes actually happens during the end of the battle, with an invisible Seraphim Society blimp with a special cloaking technology on it. The door opens, and all you hear is just a soft sigh as somebody goes, "Wow, so that's how he died. I was really looking forward to a rematch, but I guess that won't be happening. Oh well, I guess I can talk Morrison into letting me bully the rest of the crew later on." And then one of the little Seraphim Society scientists goes, "That's Beckett! We can steal his DNA! We can make the ultimate clones!" Just save it, old man. We won't be able to get past all of them. Besides, there's already a few of them that have noticed we're here already. What? With our cloaking tech, we shouldn't be... You should know which one it is. I don't think even his grandson would let us take him at this moment. Oh well, missed opportunity. And as the door slowly closes, the only face out of all of them that are shown is the face of the young Della Rosa clone, which was hinted at earlier on. Dang. Later, after the funeral, the sounds of coughing and hacking up the lung can be heard. As all of a sudden, breathing tubes drop to the ground. One voice goes,
I don't think we're ready for this, Lucifero. I don't think that...
and as skin, looking like more of like raggedy clothes than anything, falls off, long flowing silver hair is shown. Please don't use that name anymore. The old me is dead. I'll be going by my new name now. Archangel Grants. And I think we are ready. I know Quinn won't be too happy about this, but I think now's the perfect time to declare war on the Pirate King. And in the third and final cutscene, a portal gate will open on the Cook cruise ship. And outstepping from that ship is a cloaked figure. And all I will say about this cloaked figure is he has not been mentioned since Eurasia. And that is where to land.
What?
All right. Well, if you guys have tuned in, I will say confidently as a GM, this is probably one of the better meetings we've had in a very long time.
Shout out Yugoda.
Shout out Yugoda. Yeah, shout out Yugoda. And, yeah.
Alright, let's do a 3-minute testimonial about something. Like, let's just talk about something stupid for like 3 minutes. Let's talk about Madam Web. Okay, hold on. No. Give me a couple minutes. Give me a couple minutes.
About 5.
If people have made it this far into the video,
they're dedicated.
and
I
you,
gotta go take a piss.
and you made it to the part where Paul brings in Madam Web.
You deserve to hear this.
It's not worse than Morbius. And here's what I'm thinking.
He's cooking?
Here's what I'm thinking. Morbius. When does the movie start?
It's Morbin time.
When do I care about the plot? The movie is so bad that I genuinely cannot participate in the meme of like, I love it in Morbius when he says it's morbid because it's not funny. The movie sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's so bad that I can't do the meme because that supports the movie in any way.
That's true.
The writing is not good. It's very bland. The action is very bland. The effects in both of the movies are horrible. They're both made by the same people. So the effects of Madam Web and Morbius are both trash. Where they all very vividly smear things, and it's just unappetizing for the eye. With Madam Web, if you watch the movie on mute, the action would be worth it.
If you watch it on mute.
The action in that movie is much better than anything.
But Morbius, it's just him floating around and stuff, and it's really
weird.
weird.
The thing about Morbius is that the whole story sucks, the writing sucks, and the action sucks. There's nothing redeemable in Morbius at all.
Don't forget, the actor went so method that he had people help him use the restroom in any of the wheelchairs.
Dude, shout out Jared Leto. I don't know how to feel about
Wait,
you.
hold on. Let me say some little something.
What's your thoughts on Madam Web versus Morbius?
I mean, Madam Web was definitely better. I actually watched another 15 minutes of Morbius last weekend.
Another 15. Exactly.
So I'm a total 39 minutes through the movie.
Exactly.
Now let me say something.
In a week.
Our police officers, the FBI agents, whatever you want to call them in Morbius, made some of the stupidest decisions ever. And let alone Jared Leto just sucks.
Yeah.
He just sucks.
I mean, it's a role you can't really work with.
Yeah, but let me just. Okay, the thing about Madame Web, it was better than Morbius, but it's still Thor: Love and Thunder, Venom: Let There Be Carnage level bad.
It's not good, but it's better than Morbius. That's my take.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty terrible movie, but Morbius, I feel is in its own tier.
But
it's actually horrible.
My thing about Madame Web is there's good action, and Dakota Johnson is in it, and she is bad. That's my take.
All right.
Anyways, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
What do you think of, what was it, Spider-Man, was it No Way Home? It's the one where the villains from other Spider-Man...
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Far From Home?
Yeah.
You can't compare that to either of those movies, though.
No, it's specifically because it's at the end of a couple of them. I think it's No Way Home.
Yeah.
And it was such a boring film because
Whoa.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
wait, wait.
oh.
Let him cook. Let him
Give-
cook.
give him a
Hold on.
second.
This is our cliffhanger for the next episode
Yeah.
of Nerd Out. Check out Nerd Out as well.
I was about to make a Nerd Out reference. All right, yeah.
And I might be referring to the wrong film, but this is what I hate about most superhero films is they will hit each other like 20 times. They will like throw cars at each other and get hit fully by, and then oh man, that kind of hurt, and shrug it off. And then they'll like get stabbed and immediately fall to the ground. Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Well, you know, blunt force trauma just doesn't hit, you know?
No, it's and like the bit where his mom gets hit by like a car, and she's like, everything was on fire. And she's like, oh, I've been hit by
May?
Oh, Aunt
Except
May?
she's a normal human being, though.
But she survives getting hit like 5 things in the scene leading up to it, all of them worse, and she gets hit slightly. And she's like, oh, I'm. Ugh. And then
This
like
is a hot take.
And then like Spider-Man is like, oh, now I've been hit 20 times.
Dude,
No,
we're
but let
about
me
to
let me
get
say
played.
something though. Okay, Morbius
I'm about
and
to-
Madame Web are in their own tier.
Well, I haven't seen those.
Okay, that's fair. But like literally in the beginning of Madame Web, everything's like happy and joyful, and a guy randomly whips out a Glock and shoots everyone. It was
not
the.
that random.
It got me so lost. I was like, what the heck is
That does
going
sound
on?
bad.
It was awful.
I'm not
writing,
saying
but-
those films are good by any means, because I'm
Literally,
sure they're bad.
if you're going to watch Madam Web, watch it on mute. If you're going to watch Morbius, turn your whole setup off.
If you're
go
watching
to your
Morbius,
Wi-Fi router.
literally throw your TV outside.
Go to your router, unplug it. You're
Literally
done.
burn down your house if you're watching. Okay, that's
So that was just a little like 5-minute excerpt.
You know,
Okay.
one good thing about whatever the film is that I didn't like because I don't remember the names is where Green Goblin like goes on his good arc, and he's like,
Willem
"Wow,
Dafoe.
and he's like, oh, I'm good now," and that was actually very satisfying, and I liked him specifically.
Willem Dafoe.
Okay, where we're leaving this off, check Nerd Out for Tusk versus Morbius.
Oh no, I need to watch Tusk then.
Hey, do it.
We're about to
You're
watch
gonna
one
want
of
to
the
like
ones-
actually.
all
Okay,
right.
okay.
That was a quick
The
5-minute.
film Tusk?
Yes.
I've only seen a synopsis of it, but it seems good.
It's not.
It's
not?
It's like
that movie freaking.
it's written as one of the worst.
That movie
Okay,
is bad.
It's outro time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching episode 9 of our One Piece RPG adventure. Shout out Yagoda. Shout out Derek from Pennsylvania. We love you all.
I love that.
Shout out to my fan.
Yep.
Shout out to James's fan.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week,
Leave a
episode
comment
10.
If you're my fan, if you don't, I'll assume you just didn't have time to write the
And
comment, but that's fine.
Sog Panting is up on our Patreon live now.
Yes.
Live now.
That's true. It is
Okay,
live.
see you everyone.
$10
Bye.
a month tier.
All right. Have a nice one.